Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. What's going on, everyone? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. What is going on, RSJ fan? Great to see you as always. Welcome to the stream. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. These audio checks are fun because I never know how they're going to turn out, and I'm always looking in the bottom right of my screen on the computer here to see if my connection is poop in the bed, like it loves to do so often. But no, great to see you. Appreciate you joining as always. Thanks. We'll be going live here shortly. I'm going to bring the mic just a little bit closer. Let's see what this does. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, I'm going to go grab a water and I will be right back and we will get started on tonight's session of Elden Ring. And I got a lot to say about my experience with this game over the past week. We'll get into it right around the corner. Thanks for joining. All right, guys, I think we're just about ready. Just about ready. In 5, 4, 3, 2. What is going on? Happy Friday, June 17th, and welcome back for another stream 2 weeks in a row after roughly 6 months out. Great to be here. Thank you guys for joining as always. Happy weekend. Happy Friday to you. Happy Father's Day weekend for you fathers out there. It's great to see you. This has been an interesting week, to say the least. Wanted to get a video out today. Didn't happen for a variety of reasons. One being that, we'll just say the first half of this week, maybe a little bit more, was brutal. I was incapacitated. We'll just leave it at that. Wasn't a fun week, but also, something really interesting happened. You guys saw me start this game last Friday. And the first impressions were really good. I really liked the landscape of Elden Ring. What I was seeing really kind of just really set a good pace. I like the green clouds and all the different landscapes and stuff. And I've seen that kind of thing before. We've seen Shadow of Mordor. We've seen any number of games, especially open world titles that have beautiful landscapes. And really, those types of games need to separate themselves by offering something truly unique or truly different or some type of memorable experience to kind of fill that in. Just having beautiful graphics and or really good art direction isn't enough. And so I put in serious work, guys. I put Forbidden West on hold. I put Shin Megami Tensei on hold. I played Elden Ring in all my free time, pretty much, when I had the opportunity and was able to do so. And I got to tell you, I came away unbelievably unimpressed with what played out. Guys, I've been bored out of my mind. I think that this still is on pace for potentially being the most overrated game of all time. And then last night happened. So I was going to make a video with my first impressions and do the official YouTube video of, the first in the series, talking about my first impressions going into playing Elden Ring and doing my first, journey, my video on that journey, right? Because it'll be a series of them, just like my Horizon series, which I need to do a capstone video for and finally close that one out because I've been done with Horizon for a while, at least the Zero Dawn. And this is the next one in that series on the YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out, go check out the channel. Feel free to go into my playlists because YouTube doesn't give you a way to organize your videos other than playlists. So I would recommend going to the playlist tab if you haven't already to check it out. But I got to tell you guys, running around Limgrave, going into all of the different catacombs that are in there, all these different areas, riding around on Torrent, the horse in the game. I could not believe, and I still really can't believe, at least in those opening 15-ish hours, how unbelievably mediocre the experience has been up to this point. The gameplay is nice. I do love the mechanics. I think that the quality of life changes that they have made are fantastic, whether it's the ability to be stealthy and crouch around, whether it's the ability to finally jump, whether it's the ability to, manage your inventory in a little bit cleaner of a way. There's just all these different things that they've done to make things a little bit, or a lot of it, more convenient, right? Great quality of life changes that they've implemented, and the mechanics are so good. Combat's great. A lot of fluidity to movements. It's still a little bit janky at times because it's a Souls game, right? At the end of the day, so far this is pretty much exactly what I've thought it was going to be, which was Dark Souls 4 set in an open world. But I just could not get over the sheer amount of recycled assets I was coming across, including enemies, aesthetics, bosses, with no lore behind them that I'm aware of, at least. I mean, if I have to fight another Erd Tree Guardian dog, I don't know what I'm going to do, but and I can show it to you guys. I mean, going into different areas here in the game, even the areas that are highly curated at the beginning, so Stormvale Castle, which we'll see a good portion of here tonight, felt like any other castle in any other Souls game that I've done, but the poor man's version of it. Just didn't seem very inspired. A lot of this feels like reheated leftovers from previous Souls games and better Souls games. And last night I got to the Sophia River, and it single-handedly saved my interest in this game. It actually stopped me from making an overly negative first impressions video, because I was like, you know what? That session was so epic that I'm now fully reinvested in Elden Ring, and I'm excited to see what it has to offer. But I cannot emphasize enough, those first, 15 hours, however long it was, I was bored out of my mind. It felt like a chore to play. I mean, seriously, guys, like the catacombs, every catacomb I come across, which was, I was under-leveled for, the main area I was at in the game. So I'd go to another area of the game. And I just always end up in these different catacombs, but they had the exact same entry. So you go in, you go down a set of stairs to a grace point. The walls are the same color. The layout is the exact same. The enemies are the exact same. Well, the aesthetic's the same. The layout's different, but it's all the same thing, right? You run around till you find a lever that opens the big door, and then you go and you fight a refilled filler boss that you've already fought a bunch of times, and the same enemies and stuff. And I just couldn't believe how underwhelming it was, even going into this experience, thinking that this game was going to be unbelievably overrated. I still very much felt like it's going to be a great game overall, but the best of all time, up there for the best of this year, not even close, at least at this point. But if there are more moments in here like Sophia River, I mean, I had a solid probably 2-hour session last night, maybe 2.5 hours. I was going off to a buddy of mine. You guys know him. He's here all the time. His name's Swasty. And I was just kind of telling him, okay, this is what I'm looking for, right? So what I'm looking for moving forward from Elden Ring is I want to start seeing some unique things. I want to start seeing that From Software magic, right? I want to come across moments like when you find the brain of Mensis in Bloodborne, and then you figure out what's going on there with the lore and everything behind it, or the mechanics of the insight system in Bloodborne, which is still to this day one of the most unique, powerful, just really awesome systems that's ever been put in a video game, where the more insight you have, the more things start to reveal themselves of what's actually going on in the world around you. And for the very few of you who may not have played Bloodborne up to this point, still can't recommend it enough. One of the best, I think, games of all time. Looking for things like, figuring out what Guinevere really is in Anor Londo, and killing Guinevere, kind of the effect that has. And again, you figure out what's going on there. Fighting Artorias of the Abyss, or coming across Sif. I mean, those keystone moments, right? Gwendolyn being consumed by Aldrich. Ornstein and Smo, all of those types of moments that are just deeply ingrained in me as a gamer that I'll never forget. Those are special moments that only Souls games can deliver. And it's a wide variety of reasons why they're so impactful, right? It's the atmosphere. It's the lore behind what you're doing. It's the art direction. It's so many different things that kind of go into a recipe of creating a moment like that in video games. And I've seen none of that with Elden Ring. Pretty much everything I've seen so far, for the most part, outside of this great session last night in Sophia River, which, as I mentioned, has single-handedly saved my interest in the game, has just felt like a rehash, or I call it reheated leftovers. I probably already said that from other games in the series that have done those things better. Now, before I continue, because I don't want to sound overly negative, this is a very good game. Objectively, again, the mechanics are awesome. The areas that are actually built out and designed very specifically are really, really, really well done for the most part. The castle areas, I'm kind of like, I've seen this better done before in the Undead Burg, right, in Dark Souls 1, or any number of other locations. But they are awesome. You can tell that these are the areas where From Software put the most amount of their time in there. But the open world itself, even though it offers these grand vistas to kind of look at things through, just feels empty. And it just feels like filler stuff. Enemies that are out there are just kind of filler to refill your flask. They kind of throw bosses out there with no rhyme or reason. And most of them are palette swaps of bosses you've already fought before. That kind of stuff is what we're really dealing with here. So, I'm interested again. I'm going to play this through, whether I end up loving the game or I end up hating the game. I'm going to play through it to completion. And, I've only spent a small percentage of time with it against the overall. Could it become something truly special? I have a hard time believing it's even going to approach the levels that people have been singing its praises on. And I'll say this, I think it's a great example of mass formation psychosis, because there's no way that you can be objectively thinking and playing this game and be like, this is a fresh take or a fresh game, or it's Dark Souls 4 set in an open world. And that's what it is. And I just don't see how a logical argument for best game ever, or even something truly unique and different, can be made for Elden Ring at this point. But very, very far away from completing it. So I want to be fair. Okay. I've only spent roughly probably 15 hours with it. So long way to go, lot to see. And again, maybe it's just a slow start and we're going to start seeing those things I talked about here, but we're going to find out, and we're going to find out here a little bit more tonight about what's going on. So before I get started, let me check our live chat here. I know RSJ fan is in here. Always good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the stream. RSJ fan, or Modern, what's going on? Modern says, what's up, guys? What's the last boss you killed? That's a really good question. And it's kind of damning that I can't tell you, because it's just not, it wasn't memorable. It was a boss in one of the catacombs. I think it was two Erd Tree watchdogs, which, like in previous Souls games, when you fight two bosses, it feels like those bosses are designed to complement each other. It's not just kind of thrown in there to artificially pump the difficulty. Ornstein and Smo from the original Dark Souls. Incredible boss fight. Amazing boss fight, who somehow I beat my first ever try at. And then on my New Game Plus later, I couldn't get past him. It just blew my mind. Everyone was having so much trouble. I should have played a lottery that day. I beat him on my first try. I absolutely loved the fight. I thought it was super creative, but it wasn't until my next playthrough on New Game Plus, and then later New Game Plus Plus, I really saw what people were talking about with their difficulty and stuff. But that boss, for instance, was designed to be fought together, right? I just get the sense when you're fighting multiple bosses here, it's just to artificially kind of pump up the difficulty. Oh, we thrown in, a bunch of imps with a Erd Tree watchdog in this catacomb. Not really creative, doesn't really get your blood pumping. And it doesn't help also that the area that you fight these bosses in, again, are the exact same areas, the exact same layout in those boss rooms with the 6 columns, and then the Erd Tree roots at the end and all the corpses going up to it, which is really cool the first time I fought them. but, or saw that. But now that I've seen it 6 or 7 times, I'm just kind of like, come on, guys. Like, I get you got to reuse assets to some level, but can you at least try, right, in these areas? And the loot really has not been worth going in there at all. I've been kind of really disappointed with the loot in regards to some of those things. But it is what it is. Again, I don't want to sound overly negative, but I'm looking forward to playing here tonight, especially after that fantastic session last night where the game finally just grabbed my attention. And I did grab my attention right out of the gates last week. It was the last that you guys saw. I was pretty impressed with what I saw from a visual standpoint, but very quickly a lot of that kind of became stale. So looking forward to seeing what lies ahead here in Elden Ring. RSJ says, I'm glad I haven't played. I tried Dark Souls 1 and 5 to 10 minutes in. I could see it wasn't for me. Totally understand. These games are not for everyone. There's no question about that. They will reward you in spades if you put the time into it. And, you get better. The game will train you, at least the better games in the franchise. They don't just throw a bunch of artificial difficulty at you like a Dark Souls 2 will, right? But they're finely crafted experiences where, if you die, it's because you just need to get better, and the game will progressively over time train you to get better. And man, the sense of accomplishment in a great From Software title is just, it's something else, right? When you beat a boss, you get through an area, you get to another bonfire, it's just constantly rewarding, even though there's that frustration that leads into it. But it is definitely not a game for everyone, that's for sure. And there's no shame with saying, hey, you know what? This game's not for me. I'm going to put it down and go play something else that I enjoy. And you guys know me. It doesn't matter what game you happen to be playing. Just play games and love life. You know what I mean? Enjoy it. Side note says, Modern, what you think about Vince McMahon and will WWE be good again? All right. So it looks like somebody's been checking out my Twitter feed and have picked up that I'm a huge wrestling fan. Don't get me going on wrestling. I'll go off. I've always been a professional wrestling fan. Shamelessly love it. I'm actually going to the AEW Forbidden Door show because I'm a New Japan Pro Wrestling World subscriber. I love New Japan Pro Wrestling. Really, really enjoy AEW, and I used to love WWE maybe 15 to 20 years ago when it was actually worth something. It has just been abysmal for so long. I think until Vince McMahon kind of gets out of being in charge of creative, I think that the product's just going to continue to be terrible. I mean, the booking makes no sense. There's really no long-term booking. The way they utilize talent is atrocious. The way they treat human beings and have for a long time has always kind of been abhorrent. So I don't really have much faith in WWE. I follow it. I watch the big shows, that kind of stuff, just because I'm a mark. I love wrestling, regardless of what company it is. And I feel about wrestling the same way I do about whatever console you happen to be playing on, right? Just enjoy whatever it is that you're playing. As far as the Vince McMahon situation myself, the dude had an affair. I'm pretty sure that it's been well known. He's been a sleazeball for a long time, and I don't think he did anything illegal. I just think that he's a sleazeball. I think ultimately it's really no one's business for the most part, but it's really a bad look. Obviously, I don't think it's as big of a deal as everybody's making it out to be, but I don't feel bad for him at all. The way, like I said, the way he's treated people and the way he takes that, Saudi Arabia blood money and kind of just so many things in the history of Vince McMahon. I look at him as just, it's hard for me as a Christian to be like judging other people, but I just really don't like the guy. I just can't, I try to stay away from judging people too harshly, but yeah, I don't feel bad for him at all. I think it could only be good for WWE for him to step aside, even if it's in a situation or circumstance like this. Ryback actually has been saying a lot of this kind of stuff for a while, and it's kind of popular right now to hate on Ryback. But I've been behind him since day one because a lot of the things he was saying are totally accurate, and a lot of that's starting to come out now, and he's being vindicated in real time. He's actually retweeted some of my stuff, which has been pretty cool. Him and I have talked a little bit, which is just awesome. I love watching that guy. I like bruisers, I like watching him quite a bit. But yeah, I think that's a great question, man. And no doubt about it, WWE I think will be better off without Vince McMahon in there, and hopefully it'll change the product a little bit. But I'm all about New Japan Pro Wrestling. I follow it. Me and my wife watch the G1, which I won't get into wrestling on this podcast because we're going to play some Elden Ring. But that's a good question there from Modern, who's been checking out some of my Twitter stuff. So I appreciate you bringing that up, man. Alice, what's going on? Good evening, Bauer. We in here checking in from Seattle. All right. Seattle, huh? I don't know what that was, but get a fist pump going. Yeah, we'll say that was a fist pump. I was like, I'm not gonna flex. I'm gonna go for, I was just scratching my head. No, I'm just gonna do this weird like bird arm thing, and then I'm just gonna own it and say, okay, we're gonna turn it into a fist pump. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining 3 hours back from Seattle. Good to have you here. Was just kind of going off on a rant about how disappointed I've been in Elden Ring thus far, even though it kind of started off well last week. Just really really haven't been impressed at all until a session last night that finally kind of switched things up and kind of had me really just blown away by what I was seeing. And hopefully there's some more moments that lie ahead there, but I appreciate you joining. Everybody for being here. Those of you who come in and watch later on, thank you as always for your time and for your encouragement and your support. It means the world. Sorry I couldn't get a video out this week, but those are coming back regularly as well. And in the interim, I'm just going to stream. So 2 weeks in a row, if I don't get a stream out some week, I'll have a video out that week. If I don't get a video out that week, I will be streaming that week. And ideally, I'll have both every week as much as possible. So thank you guys for being patient. Delusions of Grandeur. Welcome to the stream. As always, great to see you. Thanks for joining. Going to play a little bit of Elden Ring here. It says I need to start playing the Borderlands series. Yeah, Borderlands is really good. I've kind of gotten a little bit bored of the formula at this point, but if you've never played Borderlands before, you're in for a treat. And I can imagine a lot of people who love Elden Ring maybe have never played a Souls game before, and if this is your first Souls game, it's going to blow your mind. Because even though it doesn't do things, I think, anywhere near as well, there's like the magic from other From Software titles are kind of, I haven't seen that yet here. It's still objectively a very good game, and I can see if it's your first experience with this type of title, it'll blow your mind. So similar with Borderlands, just a different type of first-person shooter, some wacky humor in there. If you like loot popping out of stuff that you shoot, you'll love it. Inventory management and the map system really need to be overhauled. They're a total pain, but definitely worth your time if you like first-person shooters and loot. And no, Elden Ring does not suck, but you can definitely suck at Elden Ring. Yes, that is true. You can suck at Elden Ring. That is for sure. My biggest issues with it so far is just the sheer amount of reused assets, bosses. The open world really isn't good. The areas, it's not appealing to me really, but the areas that are like traditional levels, so far I've kind of only seen a couple of them, and the castle ones feel like I've played them a million times before because they feel uninspired for the most part. Like I've played this level and better versions of it in previous games, that kind of thing. But I just kept running into the same bosses in the same dungeons with the same aesthetic and the same kind of all that stuff. And it just got old real fast. So hopefully after that session last night, we're going to start to see some more diversity, and the good kind of diversity, right? The diversity that isn't kind of forced down your throat. When I'm saying diversity, I'm talking about different color palettes and different looking regions and different kind of things. I'm not looking for I don't need to see a quadriplegic Native American ginger, right, rolling around in the landscape somewhere to check a box from some corporate elitist who thinks that's representation or diversity. But we won't go down that path just now. But it is what it is. The area I'm in right now, Delusions, I came out into an area called Kaled. So I explored last night the Sofria River, which just broke up the monotony and single-handedly brought my interest back into the game. It was just an amazing session, a great exploring session, and was able to get from one side of it to the other, picked up a ton of new items, ton of new things, and then we got to an elevator that required a stone sword key to use. I used my first stone sword key. I'm hoarding them. I've got like 4 or 5 of them. And used that, came up, and I was like, wow, there's a red sky. And so again, I'm like, okay, this is all totally different from Limgrave. And it was just really neat. So there were a bunch of giants out there and bugs and all these things. And I was fighting in like this little castle ruin, and was clearly underleveled for it. So went to the round table hold, and that's where I'm going to be picking up here in a minute when I start playing. Bauer, I beat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles day one. It definitely took me back to my arcade days. We're about the same age, and I hope you played it. Game Pass for the win. 80s babies. Turtles in time. 100%, brother. I'll never forget playing my Aunt Nancy, rest her soul. One of the earliest memories I have in life is her picking up a copy of the regular Nintendo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where the enemies would just in the sewers go back and forth up top, and then you can come up through the sewers and it'd be like the top down view, and you could get run over by cars and that kind of stuff and get squished. Yeah, man, it's epic. Absolutely. 86 baby right here. So 90s is my favorite decade, but I'm a big fan of the 80s too. Started playing games when I was 2.5 years old on like pretty much a daily basis. So got a lot of memories of those things, which I played years later as well. So I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying that. And yeah, Game Pass is absolutely no joke. I can't get over. I've had this system now about a year, and it's just, yeah, I still play my PlayStation occasionally for certain games that I can only play on there. But the amount of time and the amount of money that I have shipped over to Microsoft's side of the table is like 3-to-1. And there are times I play my Nintendo Switch more than anything. Just an incredible system. An RSJ fan has a video coming. I keep saying that. I've been saying that. Oh, I'm going to do it. But that's coming soon. I promise you about whether a Nintendo Switch is worth your time and money, even against like a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X. So stay tuned for that video. I'm looking forward to doing that very much. Says I ended up hitting a trap chest and getting ported out to Caelid in my first character. I had to slowly try and fight my way out. Well, that sounds pretty interesting. It's definitely a totally different environment than I've been used to, right? I like the red sky. It's got this like warped, and there's this scarlet rot stuff that's in there going on, and there's a finger maiden there, which is just a terrible name. But there's a finger maiden there that's reading my fingers and telling me about like all this stuff that's got me actually starting to think a little bit now, like, okay, maybe the lore is going to start to come out. Maybe we'll start seeing some of those special moments. So getting transported by moving underground. Oh yeah, the Sophia River is totally underground. You go down and your elevator rides like a solid 2 minutes, and it's just like this beautiful, vast skybox, and it's like what's above you looks like a sky, but it's underground, so it looks like nighttime and the stars, and it's very ethereal. Ethereal is the word that I would use. Very ethereal, totally unexpected. I thought I was just taking, an elevator down to the millionth same looking interior that I've seen already to this point, and was just really, really a special moment. I want to definitely give credit to it, because I'm telling you, man, I was really starting to feel guilty that I was putting time and effort into this over your Horizon Forbidden Wests of the world, your Shin Megami Tensei 5s of the world, your Hitman 3s of the world, your Hades of the world, all these different great games I'm currently playing that really I think deserve my time. Elden Ring, after last night, though, is hanging around. So we'll see where it goes from here. Let's get started. We'll take one more time. Oh, I look at a live chat. Professor Utonium says BauerKillz is back. Absolutely. You better believe it. I'm going to be back every single week with either a video or a stream, and ideally both. Great to see you. I made my return last week. Last 6 months have been, we'll just say the last 6 months have been something else. It's been a very tough season of life in a lot of ways. So I just simply haven't had the time like I thought I would. So I had to kind of rethink the way I was doing things to make this happen again. And I told you guys a while back, and I meant it, like, as long as I'm healthy, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stream. I'm going to put out videos, hopefully for decades, right? Because we don't know the future of the platform and where things will go, but hopefully, I'll be around for a very long time, God willing, to do this. So it's great to see you, Professor Utonium. Thank you for coming back and joining the stream. It's great to see you. I'm looking forward to playing some Elden Ring tonight and seeing where it leads us. And last one before we get started here, Ellis says, I'm playing Mario Strikers actually right now. Nice. Bought it for my son, and like, man, how Nintendo keeps scamming us. This game's awesome. Yeah, Nintendo's not messing around. I can't get over the amount of exclusives, especially if you're an RPG fan. The amount of exclusives. Oh, looks like I was in, let's see here. It looks like I was in, oh yeah. Okay. So what ended up happening was, because I went into rest mode, it broke the network connectivity. I don't know why I said that's literally the only time in my life I've ever said connectivity. We had to we have to get back in here. So let me just make sure we've got our, want to make sure we've got our sound mix good. You guys will have to let me know if you can't hear me well with the game. As I was kind of reviewing a little bit last week, it's a little bit harder to hear me. So let me know if you need me to speak up or turn the game down or my volume up or whatever it may be. Give me 1 second here. All right, sounds pretty decent so far. Let's grab some water here. Professor Utonium said, I told myself I was going to draw and paint stuff, but that was like three to 4 years ago. People are waiting for my return. It's amazing, man. I only lost like 30 subscribers in those 6 months, and I just came back. You guys loved up on me so hard. It was just, dude, it really meant the world to me. Oh, the network status check failed. Okay, well, we're not gonna mess around with that. Let's log in here because we're rocking a good solid internet connection tonight after struggling. Of course, on the stream back, I was having issues that weren't related to my internet connection. It was related to either YouTube or my streaming software. So, but yeah, it just blew my mind. It says would probably lower the music a bit. Okay, let's do that. Give me 1 second here. Thank you very much, Delusions. That gives me a good point of reference here. So tell me if that's a little bit better. Should be a little bit better. I'm already winded from talking. How about that? That's when you know you need to work out a little bit harder, is when you sweat when you breathe. I mean, how bad does it get? All right, so hopefully this helps out a little bit. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is go down into this pit and try to kill this red phantom. I saw him earlier in the game, and it totally freaked me out. Not freaked me out. It was just really, it was really unexpected what was going on. Is I thought this was a total safe area here. I got a new NPC here that showed up, was telling me to go somewhere.
The map indicates where the gateway is.
Some hidden gateway, something's going on. Something about beasts. He asked if I wanted to learn the techniques, and I'm like, well, why not? So right now, I'll give you guys a good look at what I'm rocking. And I don't know, I have no clue what I'm doing because I went into this game blind. The only thing I really do was stay away from the first boss that you come across and see, which I think was that horse dude. So I ran the other direction. Otherwise, totally blind. So I'm sitting at level 29. I'm going for a faith build. So what I'm trying to rock here, guys, I want to have incantations out the wazoo. Okay, I want to be an incantation person who also has a really good weapon. So, a faith-based weapon. So one of the things I'm kind of struggling with so far is I have no sense whatsoever about the weapon upgrade systems. I've kind of held on right now to all of my smithing stones for the most part, other than this seal, which I've upgraded twice. It's a starter seal, which I just unequipped. You can see I got plenty of weapons I've picked up, but I can't use any of them because they're all, requiring certain stats that I don't have. But I've got some cool stuff. We got this Reduvia here. Jagged dagger with a distinctive curved blade used by the noble servants of the Lord of Blood. So I'm seeing that and that's something else too. I can't really put my finger on it, but the lore that I've come across so far in the game hasn't captured my attention. And the reason it hasn't is because they've reused. It looks like they're reusing, and I've got to say this. It's not just that they're reusing assets from this game, right? Or they're reusing concepts and aesthetics from different areas in the game and bosses and that kind of stuff without rhyme or reason. All that's going on. The general reuse of concepts from the Soulsborne franchise or series has been so blatantly reskinned and reused here, and it even the lore, and I really hope that I change my perspective on this moving forward, that the lore starts to capture me more than it has before. But the aesthetic, man. So you see these giant cemetery tombstones all over the place that are kind of like jutting out like diagonally, or either they lay flat so you can jump on them, do that stuff. Straight out of Dark Souls 3. We've seen that. Even the use of throne seats in this game. I've seen throne seats all over the place. Yeah, Dark Souls 3 had a ton of thrones, right? Dark Souls 2, you had to become the Lord of the Throne, right? Or the Cinder Lord, or what, I can't remember offhand what it was, but I remember going in and there's the giant, and you go in and you sit on the throne or whatever. You got to take up the mantle, just like in Dark Souls 1. And now here they're talking about, the same type of thing. You got to become the Elden Lord, and then there's thrones all over the place, and all of these cemetery markers that I've seen before. And so I'm just seeing recycled, reused concepts. The warrior from beyond the fog, and it's just also, so far it just has felt very uninspired. It doesn't feel fresh, and a lot of it just kind of feels half-baked. And again, if you haven't played the series from start to end, you're not, it's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna be awesome, but I'm not feeling the inspiration behind it, and it's missing the magic of some of those more meaningful experience I mentioned earlier with the Brain of Mensis and Guinevere and Artorias and Gwendolyn and all of these different things. But again, I don't want to be too harsh. It could turn around. We'll see where it goes. But I do like this description. It says, this dagger rips the flesh as it enters, inflicting blood loss with sickening efficacy. A proud testament to the success of its vicious design, this weapon is perpetually coated in blood. And I do like this one because I picked it up off of a red Phantom that I had to take down, and it was an intense fight. But I've been just rocking the starter short spear. And I haven't updated it. Let's take a look at it here, because I have no sense of what weapon for my faith build is going to be a weapon that I should be using. Do I want to invest in just a basic weapon now and then come across later a bunch, or one or two, weapons that I really want to use with this build, but then I don't have the stones or have to go farm stuff, or because these games have a history of not giving out tablets or stones at the rates that you would really need to realistically level up multiple weapons. So it feels like such a precious resource, and I don't want to commit myself to leveling really anything until I know exactly what I want to do, because I'm worried that these upgrade materials are going to be finite resources, especially later on. I mean, I'll never forget farming those what were they called? The guys that serve the Four Kings in New Londo. Right before you get to the Abyss, they drop occasionally these slabs. I think they were slabs, Titanite slabs. And they were such a rare drop. It was really the only way at that point to get more of them other than the ones that were out in the game. And it was just, I don't mind grinding, right? But when you have a drop rate that's that low, it kind of grates on you. So I'm just rocking an unupgraded short spear. I like the move set. I'm rolling with an inverted Hawk heater shield, which I use, but I don't use too much. I really like this one. I've got a couple of different versions here. This one gives me a little bit better boost against holy lightning, fire, and magic, and it's got a pretty decent guard boost as well. So this is the one that I've been rolling with. But I was using this large leather shield for a while, which is really good. Was really good use. I'm not going to use a wooden great shield or anything like that. I've been rolling mostly with the seal. So this is the starter seal. This is what allows you to cast spells. So as a faith build, I'm going to have incantations, which so far has just been more or less like, using fire attacks and helping, negate damage, whether it's magic damage or something else. I've been using kind of a force attack where it knocks people down to keep them away from me, or if I'm near a ledge, I'll switch to that. It's been kind of a pain scrolling through a bunch of different things, but we'll get there. It says, I've never played a Souls game, so I don't know. I'm a multiplayer shooter guy, says Ellis. Since I played SOCOM when the original game came out. Okay. Sorry, guys. I know there's so many who they're just like, shut up, Bauer, and play the game. SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs is my favorite online shooter ever. Nothing will ever replace it. I'll never forget, I took down single-handedly an entire team on Blood Lake with the Desert Eagle and the SR-25 SD, which if you didn't get a headshot with that sniper rifle because it was silent, you need multiple shots. And I'll never forget back then how epic it was. When somebody would die, you couldn't hear them anymore on the mic, and then if there was an enemy near you where they were like watching you, this is back in 2001, guys, they'd be voting you in and out, like to kick, just to make you aware someone's near you. But that was the last time from a competitive standpoint I was really in a good spot. I was within, I think, the top 10 snipers in the world. And at one point I was in the top 5. And I was in a clan, and we had clan practices and all that kind of stuff. So I come home from school in early high school and just like chuck my backpack off and sprint upstairs and tell my mom, could you make me my dinner? I'll come down and get it later. All that kind of stuff. As stereotypical as you can imagine. Probably had Totino's pizza rolls and Mountain Dew going on quite a bit back then. But yeah, you triggered something in me, man, when you brought up SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. SOCOM and SOCOM 2 are unmatched to this day, as far as I'm concerned. It's such an incredible game to be playing with that network adapter on the PlayStation 2 and the headset. Got it for Christmas. It was absolutely epic. Great call out there, Alice. Yeah. SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. No joke. So let's go. I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna see here where I'm at. Let's see. I've got 4,800 souls. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should not go down and fight that red phantom just yet. Let's see what we need to level up. Yeah, I won't do that. Let's see if I have any runes. I might have some runes here that I can use to gain some. Let's see. That actually doesn't look like I do. Yeah, so okay, I'm gonna try and get enough. Try to get enough souls to level up here, runes to level up. So let's see where you want to go here. It's round table hold. Let's see. So I might go back to Stormvale Castle and see if I can make a little bit more progress here. I've been to Castle Morn. Had to get past this giant dude with a bow. Wasn't even going to attempt to fight him. No idea what's going on there, but yeah. So I've been to this Castle Morn area, which seems to be another kind of highly curated area, but it's another castle. So, again, like the castle areas in the game, but are they well designed? Yes, but they just don't feel as unique or as engaging as some of the older titles have. So a ton of places, obviously, here in Limgrave, and I can't remember. So anything that says catacombs, I'm out. I have no interest in. It might make sense to go check out what Patches has to sell. So I did love seeing Patches. I absolutely love seeing Patches in every Souls game, and I lost my mind when I saw him here. Ended up, he begged for mercy. Ended up not killing him as usual, and was able to unlock him as a merchant. I can't see a thing. I cannot see a thing. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, so there's going to be a bunch of guys. I'm going to bring out my flame sling here. Oh, I unequipped my seal. Don't want to do that. Let's get that guy back on so I can cast spells. There we go. So now I can throw. So there are bells here that will ring, and a bunch of people will come out of that cave over there. See that cave wall? If I hit these bells, it'll go. Oh. Well, never mind on that. I didn't even see him here. It's so dark in here. So this bell's going to go off. People are going to come running out. Let's see if we can get a shot. I bet you. There we go. I didn't touch a bell. That's the first time I didn't touch any of the bells. There we go. Highwayman cloth armor. Okay. I'm still rocking the starter armor. There's nothing I've come across that makes me think. Here, let's hit a bell and make sure we get everybody out here. There we go. I was going to say, I'm sure there were quite a few more. Obviously leveled up my seal and doing way more damage than I was before. So I like that you can come in here. I'm already close here to getting the souls that I need to level up. So let's see if I don't spend anything at Patches. I just kind of want to see what he has to offer. I'm going to assume he's got some unique stuff, and hopefully he upgrades his stock over time. Clan Wars were epic. Yes, they were. I miss those days, says RSJ fan. Delusions say I killed Patches right away. Don't regret it at all. Yeah, he's, in the words of Nacho Libre, he's kind of a douche. He can really be a douche, but he's just such a classic character, and he cracks me up. I've always enjoyed dealing with him. So
welcome to Patches Emporium.
Patches Emporium, baby. Let's see what you got to sell. All right, so there's a horse crest wooden shield. Medium-sized wooden shield, light for its size and easy to handle. The circular horse head design evokes a swift gallop. Okay, doesn't really look like it's particularly useful. He does have a sword. Wow, he's got a stone sword key for sale for 5,000. He's got a missionary's cookbook. I've already bought. Fan daggers, furl calling finger remedy, which I still... Oh, okay, that reveals your co-op and hostile summoning signs. So I've got plenty of those. What's this here? A glass shard, which looks useless. A parrying dagger. Margit's shackle. Briefly blinds Margit once in prison to earth. Okay, so this is kind of... That's cool. So this is kind... okay, so this is kind of like the music box that you could use against Father Gaston, right? Gascoigne, rather. Gaston is from Beauty and the Beast. So, wrong reference, but same deal. You could play that music box once or twice, and you'd see him, you know, because it's a memento of his child who you come across. And oh god, guys, let's come on. How good is Bloodborne? Can we just take a moment and talk about how great Bloodborne is? I mean, listen, this game I'm sure is going to be, it's going to pick up, and I'm sure it'll be very good. It's not going to be Bloodborne levels. I'm confident in saying that now, but we'll see at the end of 200 hours. Everyone keeps telling me to do and see everything. It's going to be minimum 200-hour game, and I just think, man, that's such an effort. It's such an effort for this game, but such commitment rather. But that I didn't know that this was here, so this would be really helpful. I've already taken out Margit, so it probably isn't all that helpful. But for players, it's nice to see that you can actually use and buy something to help you in that fight if you need it. Whereas in Bloodborne, you buy this here in Bloodborne, you get that by finding it, and I forget specifically how you get that music box. I think you have to find it and do that part of that side quest, and then you realize when you use it what's going on. He's transformed into this beast finally, and it's the memory of his daughter that causes him hesitation, even in the midst of that madness. That's brilliant, man. It's brilliant. Let's read what this says here. A fetish bathed in golden magic. Shackles were used to bind the accursed people called the Omen. Okay, so the Omen is a race of people. Cool. And these ones were made to keep a particular Omen under strictest confinement. Okay, I would like to know what's going on with Margit. I'd like to learn a little bit more of his background. Though faint, the shackles still retain vestiges of power, enough to trap the once bound Margit on Earth, if only for a short time. So it looks like it's a one-time use item, potentially. Oh, no, it's reusable. Okay. Festering Bloody Finger allows you to go into another other player's world. I already got that. So nothing, I'm kind of disappointed here is a sacrificial, sacrificial twig. Kind of disappointed there's not really much else there. Jeez, maybe it'll come back later. He keeps talking to me about this chest, saying, "Oh, it's there for a special customer." I'm no interest in opening it now. We'll see later if it makes sense to do so. I'm hoping it's not a situation, right, where I'm really hoping it's not a situation where like I'm losing out on something or I'm supposed to get it, and then the chest gets refilled after a certain period of time with a better item the more I take from it. But it's patches, so I'm just instantly like, no, I'm pretty sure that's not what's going on. He's not that. Not that clever, so or not that nice. So let's hit Stormvale Castle and see where we're at there. Okay, I want to try to get to. I think the first big boss in the game seems to be a dude named Godrick the Grafted, who apparently takes the limbs of other creatures and puts them on his body. So I do like that. I want to learn more about what's going on there. But again, kind of a bit of an uninspired type of lore, right? Again, I've seen these types of things in other FromSoft games, but I'm still interested enough in that to be like, yeah, I definitely want to learn more about this dude. So let's go ahead and we're gonna move to let's see if we can level up here. Nope, 300 away from leveling up. Let's head to Stormvale Castle and see if we can't I don't want to go to the death-touched catacombs again. War Master's Shack. So you guys can see I've been over a couple different places. I picked up a few pieces of the map. which is not easy. I dig that it's not been easy to do. They kind of take those pieces of the map and put a bunch of enemies around them, and they're very, very useful. It's given me different areas to look at and to go to and to kind of put markers down on the map. So it's definitely really helpful to have that map revealed and be picking things up. So, all right, let's see. Stormvale Castle, secluded cell, I think is where I was. The lift side chamber or the secluded cell. I can't remember which one it is. Let's go to the secluded cell and see what that does. Oh, nice. Delusion says you can still buy from Patch's stuff even if you kill him. He drops an item and you hand it, and that holds, it adds his items to their store. I couldn't play Bloodborne that much since it was and still is only locked to PlayStation. Man, it is epic. You want me to tell you about the chest? Yeah, you can if you want. No problem. Instead of fries, can I get Elden Ring? Says Frank Yeager. Welcome to the stream, Frank Yeager, as always. Was kind of going off on how bored I have been with this game. I won't rehash everything, but very valid criticisms of it. And finally had a really good session in it last night that got my attention. So it's kind of saved my interest completely in the title. Even though I'm going to beat it, I was just, I was like, I'm just going to play this on stream, and I'm going to play all these other games that deserve my time and attention. And I'm a little bit more invested because of how great that session was last night. Really, that Sofria River, man, or Sofria, or however you say it, I needed to experience that because the game just, I can't imagine it making a worse impression. And no offense, again, to any of you out there who absolutely adore and love this game and are mad over it, I'm glad you are. Not every game's going to be for everyone, right? But I just think objectivity completely and totally went out the window, and I think people have been very dishonest about the true nature of this game. It could very well be a great game. It's not one of the best games ever made. I don't even know if it's going to be one of the best games of the year. We'll see. Because some of the other games that are out there now this year are powerhouse titles. I think mine by far right now is Forbidden West, and that's got some pandery, shallow, woke stuff in it that would typically drive me away from a game, and it's been able to surmount that because the mechanics and the world itself, especially the world and the side quest, which I kind of look at the side quests in Forbidden West as natural successors to the quality of side quests you find in The Witcher 3. It's just awe-inspiring and for so many different reasons. But we'll see where this game goes and where it takes us. This game is hands down going to be game. Yeah, it's going to be, no question, it's going to be game of the year, but so is The Last of Us Part 2, and that similarly was held up for reasons that were not based in objectivity. This game, of course, will be game of the year because everybody decided a year or more before it came out, no matter what, they were going to give it perfect scores, and that's what they did. And I said this earlier, I think it's a great example of mass formation psychosis. Even people that might not necessarily love the game have convinced themselves it's amazing because everyone else is saying it's amazing. But right here on this channel, you guys know me, I'm always going to be the anti-shill, and I'm going to call it as I see it. Whether you agree with me or not, I'm going to be honest with you about what I'm seeing, and I do think I'm uniquely qualified to speak to some of these things just due to the sheer length of time I've been playing games. And I can speak to titles, even games that I might not necessarily care about. I can still objectively speak to them and also kind of talk about what players would probably swoon over a game or really be invested in one. And I'll always be honest with you about those things, as you guys know. But I think objectively, I can't see a legitimate case being made objectively for why this should be game of the year over something like a Horizon Forbidden West. But we'll see. Again, super early in. Maybe I'll change my mind over the course of the next 150 hours. We'll see. And we're going to find out together. And kind of what I'd like to do is only do kind of the major bosses on stream. With the Horizon Zero Dawn stream, I played the entire thing. And you guys remember, it took me like 3 or 4 months to get through the game on stream, 80-some plus hours. And I would only play it on stream. With this game, just given the sheer breadth and just the size of it, and being told it's 200 hours, I'm going to have to play it off stream as well. But I will save the major bosses, and hopefully most of the major moments will come on stream. And in the interim, I'll be putting out impression videos for that series on my YouTube channel. occasionally as well, kind of covering my thoughts and progress through traditional YouTube content also. So oh, that's big dude. Not the big dude. Let's see what we're going to do here. I want to see what kind of fire damage this will do. Not a whole lot, huh? Yeah, not a whole lot being done. Oh, he's not happy. So again, here we're seeing... So this is a uniquely large troll who has a much larger pool of health, but is otherwise the same as the other trolls I fought, just more health. I've also noticed in this game, like stereotypical From Software style, you can just cheese the crap out of everyone. So I can just sit back here and just repeatedly just throw fireballs. Not really have to deal with the consequences of just sitting in a tunnel and just, this is not challenging. It's not engaging. It's just kind of like, oh cool, I can stand in this channel and just cheese. And I really dislike that. When you guys remember last week when I came across, this is the first enemy I think I came across outside of the open world, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I beat him on my second or third attempt, but he followed me all over the landscape, and I was like, that is so cool. Like, I love the fact that, you guys remember, and he ended up killing me. I said, I love the fact that he followed me, and there weren't, like, very clear, distinct kind of boundaries, right? But, yeah, the cheese in this game is unusually bad. It's really noticeable, too. I just picked up 1,200. What was that there? 1,200 souls just for cheesing the crap out of him. Let's see if he comes. Let me go level up and we'll see if he comes back. Ooh, we got a mist door right there. All right. So I guess there's a boss here. I actually didn't even know. I came right across the hallway here. Was like, oh my God, there's the Site of Grace, because some of the enemies at the time were way above me. Clearly needed to level up a little bit and then intended to come back. So maybe this is Godrick here. We're going to find out. So let's level up. All right. What do I want to level? Do I want to level Faith, or I want to level Vigor, Mind? So I've got 20 in Mind. I've got 16 in Vigor. My Endurance is only at 12 because I'm using mostly my FP. So I've been pumping points into Mind. And I've really got no Strength or Dexterity. I mean, it might make sense to rock. Maybe I get Strength up to a 12. I just don't know what to prioritize here. I don't know what Strength or Dexterity weapons are going to scale with Faith well, if any. We'll have to see. Delusion says The Last of Us Part 2 winning was a joke. They pushed Ghosts out of the way for it too. Yeah, no question. Yeah, you guys have heard me rant about that before. I thought that was also a textbook example of just the total lack of objectivity and the manipulation and the dishonesty in this industry. The Last of Us Part 2, you knew was going to get perfect scores despite it nowhere near being close to a perfect game. No matter how much you might like the game, it just wasn't a Game of the Year contender. And I've covered all the reasons why in some of my previous YouTube videos and a bunch of times on my streams. But what was sickening about it was you had a game like Ghost of Tsushima that comes out that only rocks an 82 or an 83 on Metacritic because critics were like, oh, you know, they felt it was competing with The Last of Us, and they intentionally brought the score down because they wanted to push a narrative of The Last of Us Part 2. It's going to win Game of the Year come hell or high water. And we know how fans reacted to that. But the fact that like a Red Dead Redemption 2 can rock like a 97 or a 98 on Metacritic like Elden Ring, but the Ghost of Tsushima can only get an 82 or an 83. It's just so dishonest. So, you know, kind of knew that was going to happen. I told everybody that year, I said, watch for this. This is what's going to happen. Here's why this is objectively not a Game of the Year contender and shouldn't even be on shortlist for it. Then I called, you know, just like I did with, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but when I say like I feel like I've got enough experience and I'm uniquely qualified to at least be able to call out these things. Like I say all the time, you don't need to have a crystal ball to see these things happen, right? I talked about, you know, a year up until launch about how terrible Battlefield was going to be. And, you know, just all you have to really do is pay attention to what's going on and think a little bit. You know, people have been like, oh my gosh, Bauer, you've called all these things. And I'm like, you just have to have like a bit of an objective mind and just think about stuff on your own. You know, don't be going to IGN and GameSpot and all these other YouTubers, you know, that are just clearly compromised, trying to make a quick buck and not going to be honest with you. You know, and at the same time, don't let people tell you, even me, whether you should or should not like a game. I'll give you my honest thoughts on it. I'll showcase it to you on the stream. I'll tell you what I like and don't like. But I will always be honest with you. So anyway, it's enough preaching for me on that part. That's the Grafted boss, story boss. Get vigor up to 20. Okay, sounds like a plan. We'll pump vigor to 17. Yes, I will spend those runes. So now I'm down to 861. I did finally figure out this ash system. So I've got these Godrick soldier ashes that I've upgraded once, and it seems to me like a lot of the bosses so far in the game have been kind of designed for that, with them in mind, which I like, because there's a lot of different ones, and I like the idea that you could level them. I want to see if this giant's back. He is back, so I can just... So if I wanted to, guys, I could just sit here and farm this giant over and over and over and over and over cheaply and just continue to level up. And that just... I don't like it. Man, I don't like that. Most of the enemies that are big like this in the game, there's kind of a cheesy way to beat them. You know, I would like to explore this path down here a little bit more. So we'll take a look there. But we'll take a look at Godrick. Let's see what we got here with the with the scene. This should be good. It's cutscene here. I want to see what he looks like with all this grafting talk that's been going on.
Mighty dragon, thou the true born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights.
6 fingers, huh?
Well,
what up? So this is where I die very fast and start to learn the paces of the fight. Okay, I do really like that design. That's cool.
I command thee.
Not gonna happen, buddy.
I am the Lord of all that is golden.
I'd like to learn more about the lore of Godrick for sure. Some damage, all right. Let's see if they can last against him. Oh! I thought he was going to get a little bit distracted there. Oh, he's wrecking them. I might want to level them up a little bit, or maybe I should switch out another. Maybe it might make sense to switch out another for another ash if that one's not going to do its job. Let's take a look. See if we can do long distance attacks here. Oh yes, we can. Okay. All right. So, gotta worry about that. So they've got his attention. Oh, no, they don't. Never mind. They don't. All right, Godrick, steal it, buddy. I like the wind attacks. I really like his attack. His attack pattern's cool, man. I really like his design. This feels like a classic from... Switch to that shield there. It feels like a classic from boss fight, which is what I'm looking for. Let's see if I can use this dragon's, what do you call it? I mean, I wish these guys were putting in a little bit more work, but, well, so you can use that dragon. You can use that dragon to block some stuff. Oh, that's low, man. I'm fit to graft. Fit to graft. Man, let me tell you something. I take offense. All right, I want to know where the HR department is for Stormvale Castle here. I'm upset. I ain't even going to take my limbs and put them at... Not even going to use an arm as a feather in your cap, dude. Man. It's a good insult, though. I dig it. So... second session so far. Oh yeah, that is a classic boss fight, and I just want more lore to be to feel unique and special and impactful, right? So I don't want to just read one or two item descriptions and hear one or two lines of NPCs about Godrick. I want to see his story told in the environment. I want to know what's going on with that dragon. Right, I saw earlier in the castle they had it looked like it was kind of a grafting room, with a bunch of arms and legs hanging out. The one part in this castle so far that has felt somewhat unique and pretty cool. And there's a really big painting in there too of some character, which I'm sure there's a history there. So lore's starting to creep up a little bit. I'm gonna start putting things together. I'm looking forward to it. So, you know, I'm just gonna tonight, guys. I mean, I got what, another hour and a half, 2 hours in this stream. I'm just gonna keep fighting him. Might go back to the drawing table and maybe I'll upgrade my ashes or bring a different one in, see if they can do something better. But again, I'm kind of worried again about upgrading things here because I don't know what's a finite resource versus what's not, and I don't want to upgrade a bunch of ashes a little bit or a bunch that I'm not going to use much. So let's take a look here and see. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's take a look here and see what other ashes I can equip. I do really like the ashes system. By the way, guys, how's the audio coming through? Can you guys hear me clearly as I'm playing? Is this a good mix here? You guys digging it? Let's see. Also, there are different faith builds. There are pure faith or arcane faith, which used bleed and dragon magic. That's interesting. I would love the idea of using bleed with faith. That'd be a unique type of thing. Dragon magic, always cool. I would assume there's a stone dragon head in here somewhere, just like the other titles, right, in the series. Very cool to hear. That's, I think, right now the strength of this game is gameplay and build diversity are off the charts. This is the first time since Bloodborne that a Souls game has felt like an evolution the way that it plays. Dark Souls 3 played okay. I never beat it. I got to the very end of it and I decided not to beat it because I was so pissed with Miyazaki on what he decided to do with the lore. I know you guys have heard me talk about that before because I think the original Dark Souls is that and Bloodborne are like, some days I think the original Dark Souls is better than Bloodborne and vice versa, but those are two of, in my opinion, the best games ever. And I just in Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and Sekiro did not see anything that was for me. They were all massive disappointments and letdowns for me, for a wide variety of reasons, a lot of different ones. So they've got more titles at this point, or at least an equal amount of titles that I've just not had any real interest in or have let me down tremendously. I felt kind of like FromSoft had lost their magic, that had lost their touch to a large degree. And in this game, it seems like, I mean, I already think the gameplay is the best in a Souls title. The actual mechanics and the fluidity of movement and how you're, how you approach things, right? And the different builds that you can put together. Awesome. Let's see. You can unlock unlimited upgrade stones as you go. All right. Well, that's great to know. I should probably upgrade some stuff then. So thanks for letting me know there, Delusions. That's very helpful. You sound fine to me. Awesome. What did he do with the lore? That's a long story. So essentially RSJ, he pretty much crapped on the lore of the first and the second game, with the exception of a character called Gwendolyn, in a place called Anne Orlando, which was just brilliantly done in Dark Souls 3. So there were parts of Dark Souls 3 that I really liked. But essentially the creator, very much like Hideo Kojima, started thinking that he was smarter than everybody else and kind of got vain and seemed to be upset that people had figured out the stories in his game, because he wanted them to be super vague and, you know, they're intentionally written to have multiple theories and all that kind of stuff, and have the environment and item descriptions and lines of dialogue occasionally from NPCs fill things in. But he intentionally made Dark Souls 3 very obtuse. And when I saw something called King Vendrick's Shield from Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3, and that was just explained away by time compression, I was like, all right. Like, to me, at least, and there's a lot that goes into this. I won't go off on a rant on it now. It was just, it ruined all of the lore by trying to do too much and trying to outsmart everybody. And it actually really upset me. I was so pissed. And I ended up not beating Dark Souls 3 as kind of my own form of little, you know what? I just don't care enough to beat this game, even though I'm at the end of it and I never beat it. Even though objectively, I would say Dark Souls 3 is a fantastic game. You got, at the time, great build diversity there. The mechanics, didn't feel really anything new there for the most part. A little less janky, fairly fluid. I still think it was an objectively great game, an objectively fantastic game, and it deserves the ratings for the most part that it gets. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 like people say this is, and I think it's probably going to be a similar story here, but I did think it was a great game, and I totally understand why people loved it. I just was not in that camp, because I've been with the series since Demon Souls in 2009 on PlayStation 3, as you guys have heard me talk about, seeing that in the back of Game Informer. A little square, you know, nobody knew about it, just seemed cool to me. And I was like, I'll support a smaller developer. And then it just turned into this big thing with Dark Souls. And man, what an expressive and just awesome experience Demon Souls was. And then going into Dark Souls, I think one of the best games, in my opinion, ever, that you can at least make an argument for logically, right? There are a lot of games out there that people rant and rave about, but there's no objective, real argument for them to be the best game ever. I think this game's the same way. I mean, give me an argument. We'll talk about it. I love that. I love debating. And we'll do it without fighting too. That's the greatest part, is I can have conversations and disagreements with anyone. And I love that back and forth. And it's never any ill intentions. We actually get along here on this channel and have civil discourse, whether it's about this or anything else we talk about. You guys know we get off the rails here pretty often. But let's go back here. I'm going to take a look. Let's equip up another Ash, because these Godrick soldiers don't seem like they're doing much. We've got Lone Wolf Ashes, which summons 3 Lone Wolf spirits. We've got a Noble Sorcerer's Ashes. I'd be interested to see if he does any real damage with that. I don't think he would. Wandering Noble Ashes summons 5 Wandering Noble spirits. The Jellyfish doesn't really... I mean, I fought those enemies throughout the game so far. They just kind of float around. They don't really do much, and I'm really surprised, actually, that the Godrick Soldier Ashes here didn't take more of his attention. He just seemed really focused on me for the most part. So let's do this. Banished Knight Engval summons the spirit of Banished Knight Engval. One of the 2 knights dubbed the Wings of... Okay, we got some lore on this one. One of the 2 knights dubbed the Wings of the Storm. Despite his banishment, he rejected the invitation of the grace-given Lord, instead keeping watch over a masterless castle for many years, gaining renown as a hero of the fringes. I like that. That's some good stuff right there. Let's equip this here. And go into our equipment. Get these rainbow stones out of here. Looks like we could use some fire grease. It might make sense to use some magic grease here, but I don't have really a good weapon. I've just got my basic spear. I have no idea what these prattling pates do, but one says please help, one says hello, and it just emits a voice that says hello or please help. So I assume maybe in multiplayer you can drop them to say something to people that are there helping you, or whatever you might have. What have you, soap? That is a stronger named character summon. Yeah, it is. That would piss me off too. Yeah, RSJ for sure did. And it was coming on the heels of Dark Souls 2, which was just... Dark Souls 2 isn't as bad as people make it out to be, but it was so the game was so ridiculously unbalanced and unfairly difficult in so many areas just for the sake of being difficult. No talent needed to do that. The game didn't feel like a Dark Souls game in the movement and the combat and some of those types of things. It broke that interconnected world that Dark Souls 1 did so well, where everything in the game connected. You didn't have to like warp around to get to places. So that's something here that I do like about this. Warming Stone uses FP to continuously heal nearby allies. Okay, that'll be good if I ever am co-oping, which I don't plan to do because I don't co-op really at all against bosses. But with these spirit summons, it's a little bit different because the game's clearly meant to use them, so I'm going to do that. So let's equip him up here. I'm going to rest at a site of grace. And we're going to go try again and see what's going down. Let's get these ready to call in. Banished Knight Engvall. Let's see what we can do. Oh, I missed. Not very good range there. It took, man, the amount of magic that took to bring him in. I guess he's a special name character, so he's getting volatile. Look at that AoE attack with Godrick. He's already down. Oh, I love that attack. That was cool. Had a little delay there. Oh, he's down. Got kind of like this little stagger, this little delay. It's got like these little delays to his attacks that just throw you off. I love it. Oh, starting to get good at dodging that, huh? Oh, he jumped it. In the face! Alright, probably got you down at half health, huh? Oh, there are my runes, get him! Oh, I love that. Man, I love that delay so much. This is a good fight. This is a good boss fight. I'm digging it. Oh, I staggered him. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, we got the second phase. This is classic FromSoft here. I love it. Oh, that's so great. That's awesome. All right, Elden Ring. Let's see it.
Truest of dragons. Lend me thy strength.
Uh-oh. So guys, this is where I die, but he's a separate dragon's head as a weapon. Guys, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble, and I love that I'm in trouble. Holy mother of God. That's... Uh-oh, wrong one. I was not trying to do that. All right. Ooh. That is a long distance attack. Oh man, this is something else, guys. I do like this. Down to my just my weapon. not a place I want to be honest with you. I'm really not doing much damage with this, huh? This is such a cool boss. I'm loving this, man.
Oh my God! Didst thou witness?
I gotta figure out who Godfrey is and why he's so excited to get his approval by killing a lowly dude in a smock. I'm rocking a smock. Do we really need to be mocking people in a smock? It's all good. Guys, this boss fight is awesome. If the story bosses are like this, I can deal with a bunch of filler to get to them. This is a great classic feeling from software boss. This is giving me not because they're the similar movesets, because they're not, but this is giving me similar vibes to Lawrence from Bloodborne's DLC, which I have it on my PlayStation 4. If you guys want me to upload it, I can show you them when I finally beat him. I probably fought him 40 times. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I would just, like, my wife was there and we're playing, I'm playing, and she like got into it. She, you know, I think she was on her Kindle or doing something. And like over time she was just, I was telling her, like, I would get frustrated occasionally, but I was telling her, like this is so awesome and this is so good and this is so intriguing. I'm going to have to figure out how I can do more damage to Godrick here, because the ashes that I'm summoning aren't getting the job done. Very clearly don't have enough magic to get the job done because fire's not hurting him too much. So we're going to have to think about this. This is probably going to be one of those cases where I'm going to have to go do something else for a while until I can come back and beat him. Maybe if I rock... Yeah, maybe if I rock some Cerulean tears. It's the only problem with the Godrick Soldier ashes, because I can call them back in, I assume, after they die for an FP cost. The only issue with that is they don't hold aggro at all. They don't really do much. So let's see. Stridier, hear you. Great to be back. Great to be back. Let's take a quick look here at live chat, guys. It looks like we got a few people in here talking about some things. So we're going to take a look. Yo, what's going on? RMF 5143, a legit hero over there. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here, brother. Let's see. You can summon the barbarian chick NPC here to help you. She has a lot of HP. Oh, good looking out. The delay makes it so difficult to predict, says RMF. Dude, I love that. And that's what I love about it. Like, I really like boss fights that are intuitive and they switch up move sets, and I love when they have multiple phases like that, especially when you get a cutscene that's that cool. I love that. I love learning and kind of getting past that. Beating Orphan of Kos was amazing in Bloodborne's DLC, an incredibly difficult boss, but you keep at it and you learn over time and you get past it. Seems like that'll be the case here. RSJ says, I'm curious, would someone like me actually like playing this game? It depends on how easily you get upset. What's nice about these games, when in the titles that From Software does, right, is that it trains you to get better, and it's such a great feeling to just progressively get better at the game. It's so satisfying. So when I do finally beat this mofo, it's going to be an amazing feeling. I might stand up and shout and cheer, and that's just like the classic Souls series, but just continually progressing, exploring, getting new things it's a great loop. But it depends on your propensity for dealing with frustration and also really obtuse things that aren't directly explained to you, like the weapon upgrade system and what certain items do, and how to do certain approaches and progress certain NPC quest lines and that kind of stuff. You can miss out on a lot of that because the game's intentionally obtuse in those ways. See, this is what it's all about, having fun while gaming, says Ellis. Absolutely, 100%. Strid, you hear you. It's so good to see you again. Thank you for joining the stream. I'm back. should be here every week with either a video stream or ideally both. So thank you for being here. Great to see you as always. There's a monument early in the game that gives lore about him. Oh, cool. I'll check it out. Barbarian chick can help you with this fight. If you talk to her in the castle, she has lots of HP. I don't even know who you're talking about. So I missed her. NPC, the game also has co-op, so you can have help from your friends or other players. I've never done that. I know it's a thing, and I don't look down on anybody that does that. Let me be real clear. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, it's cheating if you summon other players. I just like the challenge of it and the progression of kind of getting through it, you know, kind of on my own. And then when I do like a new game plus or whatever, another run through in these games, I will do that occasionally. Then I'll summon players in to kind of, you know, mix things up and kind of get that experience and dive into PvP a little bit more, and PvE, I guess, in that case, co-op. So I think I'm just going to roll with the ashes here, and maybe I'll upgrade them. It might make sense to do that. I can't remember actually how I upgraded these, but let's take a look here. Let me just make sure. So I got a spell here. Can't remember where I picked it up, but it requires a 27 in faith, and I'm really looking forward to using it. I'm sure it'll be way too much for my cost rejection. I probably don't need. I could go and pick up fire negation spell to protect me a little bit more against that dragon attack, but man, just the fact that he ripped off that dragon's head and was like, oh, I'm just gonna fight you with it now. I approve. Very much so. Let's get this turned. There we go. Get centered up on the screen here a little bit. My little head over here. Squash your head. Squash your head. Squash your head. All right, so I'm going to give this one more whirl here before I switch up tactics. Even if I die instantly, this should give me a good. This should give me some additional practice at dodging some things and. Let's get Banished Knight Angle and use a Cerulean Tear. Plot twist: it's a Cerulean Tear. It's like a slider in baseball. It's not holding aggro either. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, he doesn't. He's not happy. Oh, that's a new attack. So I cannot summon again, huh? It's one summon per fight. Uh-oh. Not a good time to try for that. I wonder if my blade actually do more damage in that. I like seeing his entrails just kind of pouring out right there, which I didn't notice before until he literally just dropped them on my dying face. Yes. All right, so let's head back to the round table hold here. I'm going to upgrade some of these ashes. Let's take a look at our flask. Can I add a charge? Not enough golden seeds. Do I have a sacred tier? Nope. So I love this system where you can decide how many charges to allocate between your flasks, which you can upgrade over time. Currently rocking with a 3 and a 4 because I'm so heavily magically inclined that I just use a heal spell if I need more health. So I think that's pretty good, but with Godrick it doesn't seem to be working too well. Can't do that. All right, so let's head back to the round table hold and go do the spirit tuning stuff with this this NPC who seemed to have. She seemed to be on her way to this castle, and I found her to be grafted. and was with a bunch of people who were like willingly going to be grafted. And then she couldn't bring herself to do it, which is pretty interesting. And then she was just kind of purposeless and talked to the blacksmith here, and turned out that she has some gift for spirit tuning going on, which was neat. I have no idea what's going on with this guy. I got some pose from him. He's got this cool like skull mask on, but he doesn't say anything. You can't interact with him, so I don't know what his story is. Maybe you do something later and he'll finally talk to you. Maybe you have to earn his approval or something, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, this painting's cool. I think that's that America chick. So this girl I keep talking to.
My dear, had a change of heart already.
She keeps asking to hold me, and I keep refusing because I just...
Your disdain is only natural, but should you change your mind, come pay me another visit.
I always have a pretty good sense for things that aren't what they seem in these games. And you can apply cosmetics there. I just don't trust her. I don't know what she'll do. I don't know if she'll, take away a level or hurt my health or give me some kind of curse or something. I just don't trust her. I just don't trust her. So I haven't let her hold me yet, but maybe I should try that. All right, so let's see. She's over here.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Are you here for spirit tuning?
I sure am. All right, so I don't have any runes, so I can't level any of this up because they're stuck in Godrick's area. I'm gonna have to just let them go. So it looks like I'd be able to upgrade Banished Knight Engvall, who's really not been impressive at all, especially for a full gauge of my health to bring him in, for him to really do no damage and to not really tank well either. It doesn't really make sense. The Godrick Soldier's Ashes would probably make more sense to do, but I don't have any runes, so I'm going to go kill that giant. I'm going to go cheese that giant, get some there, and see what's going on. RSJ fan says, I'd have to learn about runes and how to use them. Yeah, there are a lot of different uses for them. You can buy items with them. You can level up with them. Couple different applications for them. And that's half the fun in these games, is figuring out these obtuse mechanics. Although you could look up some guidance as well, which I would recommend. I'm thinking of getting this game, but we'll wait a long time because Elder Scrolls has me putting everything else on hold. Man, that's how it is for me in Final Fantasy XIV, which is why I haven't gone back to play the last 2 expansions just yet, because when I do, it's the only game I want to play. In fact, every time I put on Final Fantasy XIV, I'm like, why do I play anything else? Oh yeah, it's because I love video games as a medium and I want to experience them, but I could just play Final Fantasy XIV. I'm so grateful for what that game has done for that franchise and how it's, in my opinion, really totally saved it. And kept it relevant after it should have been irrelevant by now, multiple times over. This is a game I'd have to learn how to play. Yeah, absolutely. It's a learned experience, but it's a really fun one. But you'll run up into walls where you're just dying over and over and over. You just go somewhere else and do something else and explore. For sure, a game you have to learn. She has a quest link chain. Go to you agreeing to have her hold you. She curses you with an effect that lowers your max. Oh, look at me, man, being on top of my game. However, she also gives you a consumable item that removes the effect. Yeah. If I could use my spear, I might just murk her. But let's see. Haven't accidentally attacked any NPCs yet. I'm wondering if there's a Church of Atonement somewhere here in this game to reset things. I assume there is somewhere. Or maybe not. Maybe they moved on from those things. All right, so let's go back to Stormvale, into the secluded cell, and kill this giant, and I'll go explore that path. I did meet this dude. He was in some shack. He has warrior magic, which is pretty cool. Show you how to do things. Man, this just feels so wrong. Just doing things this way. I know I don't have to do it, but whatever. like right here, it would have been cool instead of them just being like, oh, let's just use the same enemy you fought 100 times and give them a bigger health pool. They like they would have in some of the older titles, given him a unique look and story. Maybe this isn't as bad. Maybe this isn't as easy as I was thinking, huh? Oh, this guy wants to do something. That didn't work out well for you, did it? Yeah. Taste my bum. Okay, that's enough of that. I love this special attack too, which breaks guards like crazy. It's a nice little special. And I guess you can kind of update what your skill is, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's enough, right? Right in his tummy hole. I'm uncomfortable walking that close to that. Probably not the best smelling corpse out there. As if there are corpses that smell good. So I've not been down here. We see in the distance there's an item, and that they've done a really good job with that. I do like the item placement I've seen in these areas that have been well crafted. Right, the open world's ton of filler just to get you to some of these other areas that they've put the time and effort into. It's a traditional Dark Souls type of area, and I like in those highly designed areas how they've continued that tradition of just putting items in really cool, intriguing places that just kind of call out to you. And I do like that they've added crafting in here, that you can pick stuff up as you run through. You got Trina's Lily there. Ooh, a golden seed. That's going to get me an additional. All right, so that's a minor Erd tree root. So that's a root from that giant Erd tree you can always see. And there's a golden seed there. So now I can at least grab another flask here, which will be helpful if I charge on my flask. Not really been this way before. Oh, these dang birds, man! I hate these birds so much. These things with the oh, these things suck, man. They've got these spiky feet, and they're just so hard to hit. They've got these blades on their feet, and sometimes they carry explosive barrels. Get out of here! Oh, hit him! Guy's got a crossbow. It's walking this way. There we go. Doing a whopping 87 damage with this short spear that I've been rocking since the beginning of the game in my starter clothes. And you do what you gotta do, right? I just haven't seen anything worth switching it up for. And oh, what's in here? Oh, gee, I wonder if this dude will get up.
Be proud. You were a fine warrior.
Ooh.
Your only mistake was your choice of master. Let the winds lift you to a higher place.
Okay, this is cool. Love it. Love it. Oh, is this the barbarian lady you were talking about there, Illusions? Or Delusions, sorry, Illusions. All right.
Well, who do we have here? Tarnished, are you? Clearly not one of Godrick's lot.
Nope, but he's been wrecking my face.
Tarnished and warrior, like you.
All right.
I'm here by decree of my father. How utterly repellent this is. This grafting of Godrick's ill befits a lord. He's tainted the very winds.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
If you intend to challenge Godrick, I ask you call upon me. The winds run foul with his deeds. I'm certain father would permit me aid the fight. Apologies, but I've idled long enough.
So if you ever do
As
get a
fellow
Souls
tarnished,
game,
we must each
RSJ,
follow our own guidance, down whatever road takes us to the throne of Elden Lord.
always exhaust your dialogue with NPCs. You'll get more lore that way, and it'll also often be a requirement to progress storylines. That was a cool little scene to come across there. I dig it.
But I've idled long enough, as fellow tarnished down whatever road.
Oh, that was close. All right, let's see what's over here. Dead dude. Smithing stone. All right. Deal. So I guess I can call on her to help me with Godrick. I don't know if that's mean, I guess instead of an Ash, I could do that. It's not something I typically do unless it's directly related to a storyline or an NPC storyline. So maybe that's what's going on here. So I've got... Oh, let's get this thing burned down. Oh, great. So much. They're so annoying. And then they move out of the way. Oh boy, that's not good. That's not good. Sneaky heal in there, huh? There's some of that wonky AI I've been talking about. You can just kind of cheese your way through so much of this. Is he going to go back, sit on... I was going to say, he's going to go sit on that... Yeah, a little bit too far away there. Yeah, these things, man, are just unbelievably annoying to fight, but they're a good enemy for that reason. Heal up here. All right, I've never been down this way, so let's take a look here. I've got some souls here that I could use to level up now. Some of those ashes. Oh, I know where this is. I see now where this leads. Okay, it never came up this way. There's also another grace point over here. Down there and to the right. What's up here, though? Take a look at what's up here by all these banners. I do like the aesthetic there with the wind pouring in and the clouds going across and the birds all crow style flying around. Oh, that's a... I've already been up here, but so I remember there was an item up here. Yeah, that catch flame attack definitely does more damage than the flame sling, and it has less of a wind-up time as well. But the problem is you got to be right on top of your enemy in order for it to work. So looking forward to some additional incantations opening up. There's the dude in the hold that sells them. He's a faith-based guy, which is pretty nice, but I don't know, not really sure what's gonna come from that merchant, or if there's gonna be other stuff for me to roll with. So let's go over here. I really don't think there's an Ash of War that I want to level right now, because none of them really seem to be very good. This must be her summoning sign here. And there she is. All right. Hopefully she doesn't die and ruin her quest line, because that's frustrating in other Souls games when you do call someone in for a quest line and they end up dying during it. All right, she wants to help. Let's see what she's got. It can't be any worse, right, than that the ashes I've been using. All right, Godrick, let's do it again, buddy. Oh, wrong spell. Because that's what I need to be doing to start the fight, is wasting some of my resources. Oh no, I was going to say, look at the catch damage that I was doing there. Ooh. That AoE. love the music. You hear the little violin there? He's got his own theme, which is always a good thing. She's at least lasting longer than the Ashes did. I hope this doesn't... I'm nowhere near where I need to be to fight. Oh, I can bring them in too at the same time? That's actually really surprising. I could watch this cutscene all day, but I'm just gonna go ahead and skip it and bring them to fight. The music is so great. I love that those flame attacks now or those wind attacks now have flames added to them. Look at him moving away, dodging effortlessly. I'm gonna have to start using my weapon, I think, a little bit here, guys. Trust me, not something I'm wanting. It's something I think I can hack. I died. Alright, so I think that at this point I'm not ready to take him on without upgrading something. And all my souls are gone, so that's not good. That's not good at all. Sateo Nugraha says hi from stream promotion. Don't know what that means, but welcome to the stream, Setyo. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for checking out my ass whipping at the hands of Godrick for probably 2 hours. But we're going to get through it. It's going to happen. We're going to experience that together. I'm looking forward to it. So let's get right back into it. This time I'm going to bring in those Godrick soldiers with Nephili, or maybe I'll bring in Banished Knight Engval. See how that goes. Let's traverse the mist. Just a flask right away here. I hit for 185, 177. Dang flame attacks, man. Uh-oh. You leave me alone. Or you just continue to attack me. Do that then. I love how I missed at point blank range. Yeah, put him in the turnbuckle. That's right. Uh-oh. Not a good time to heal up. Aggro, guys. So I can't call them back if I've already called them, right? Oh dear Lord. Back. I want to heal. So intense. No, Nephili. Pretty much even with an Ash summon and her, we're getting to the same. We're running into a roadblock here. So I either need to upgrade the amount of damage that I'm doing. I might want to upgrade my seal. I think that might be what I do to increase the amount of damage that I'm doing with my spells, because there ain't no way I'm going to get by without increase, and it's not going to happen with my with my wonderful short spear. So let's get a couple runes here cheaply. Unfortunately, that's kind of how this goes. Yell at me. That'd be cool if you did extra damage by tossing spells into his tum-tums. Yeah, right in the knee. Hey. Hey. Calm down. Why are you so mad? And the finger. What a destructive shot right to the knuckle. That gives me 1,200. I can't believe that gives me 1,200 runes. I mean, I'll take it, but it feels cheap. It feels wrong. Just the Dude says, what's up, everyone? What's going on, man? What is going on? Welcome to the stream. You die! I love the jumping attacks in this game. They're really, really effective. They let you close distance. Oh, what's Exile armor? Is that a better armor? I have yet to find an armor for my build that makes any sense based on kind of what I'm wearing already. So let's see. Prophet robe here, which I love the description of. The shackles around the neck warned passerbys not to lend an ear to their sermons. Robe of exiled prophets who foretold misfortune and were persecuted and driven from their homes as a result. I love it. Just a Dude says, how is it so far, overrated or good? Potentially as the... and I talked a lot about this earlier. You can go back and watch the beginning of the stream if you want. Could potentially be the most overrated game ever. So up until last night, it was a total chore. It felt like a total chore to play the game because of the open world is just, it looks cool. Like the landscapes and stuff are cool, but it's super bland outside of that. I was fighting because I was clearly not leveled to where I needed to be for a number of these areas, and then when I was going to these catacombs and these different dungeons to get runes and level up and stuff, man, it was so uninspired. I fought the same palette swaps of bosses 4 or 5 times, whether out in the open world, in the catacombs, exact same entrance to these catacombs with the stairway going down to the first grace point, and then the exact same colored walls, the same layouts. Run around, kill the same enemies, grab a switch, find a mindless boss. So there was a lot of mediocre, uninspired, half-baked stuff going on, and I'm sure a lot of the game is like that, right? And even in this area, this castle area has felt up until this boss and the boss right before, like to gain access to it, they're awesome. This boss is amazing. This is a fantastic From Software classic boss, and the boss that I fought getting into this castle similar was awesome. But the castle area itself just feels like I've been through it a million times in any other Souls game. Undeadburg comes to mind. The castle from Demon Souls in 2009 comes to mind. A number of other places come to mind. So even the highly designed areas, because clearly the open world, they don't, they just get you from one place to another to these areas where From Software is putting all their time and effort into. Very uninspired in a lot of times. And there's some cool stuff out there, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it is absolutely overrated at this point. And we'll see after I spend, everyone says 200 hours with it. We'll see if it grows on me more. But last night's session, just the dude, I got to a place called Sophia River. Totally saved my interest in the game, which was seriously waning. It was on the brink of death. I was like, I'll only play this on streams and all that kind of stuff. And it was just such a great session last night. Tonight has been a really good session too. So we'll see where things go. But it's hard for me to imagine that this will even come anywhere close to the realm that people have been talking about as it being, you know, one of the best games ever. I don't think it's even going to be the best From Software title. Definitely, in my opinion, probably won't get to Bloodborne's level. But again, I'm only 15-ish hours in of probably 200 or more. So could it change? Sure. But what I've seen so far, my first impressions are it's a good game. At times, a very good game. But nowhere near the hype that it's getting, for sure. And I was saying earlier, it's a really good example of mass formation psychosis. I just don't think there's any objective argument that can be made for it being one of the best games ever. If you're being honest, I think with yourself, I don't think that's accurate. But again, that's not to take away any of y'all's interest and love in the game. I just want to put that out there. That's just how I feel about it. But I'm still enjoying it, and I love playing it on stream with you guys, and I'm really enjoying this boss fight right now. I'm into it, man. I am definitely into it. So this looks like it'll be 2 sessions back to back that have got my attention, and have felt very, very, very fulfilling, interesting, just very engaging. So we'll see what happens here. But welcome to the stream, and appreciate you being here, man, as always. All right, let's get back to this and take a look at this armor that we picked up. Exile armor. Damaged armor draped with a large, deep red cloth worn by soldiers sent to the penal colonies. So this would drop my fire. And by the way, I wish I could. Can I? Okay, there we go. We'll compare here. It looks like I'm trying to get a good comparison here. Detailed view. That's sorting. Okay, so it looks like it would drop my fire down by about 2. If I rock this, it's going to give me additional physical strike, slash, and pierce damage. Significantly improve that. Maybe I'll wear that and see if that makes any kind of difference here in the fight. I don't mind at all the look. The look is pretty cool. I'm just not wearing pants. I mean, I'm wearing profit trousers, okay? But, let's see. This would increase as well. Foot soldier greaves. It's just not really for my build, man. I don't want to be rocking like heavy armor. You know, that's the last thing I want to do. So I'll leave the profit trousers on here. Let's see if this makes any real difference at all. My guess is going to be it probably doesn't, but I did just get a couple souls that I can use. Let me go see if I can upgrade my source here once or twice, and maybe that'll increase my damage a little bit. So we'll head to the night table round, or they'll take round table hold. Jeez, I'm butchering everything here. I'm calling runes, souls, and it's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna buff out though. I'll get it. I'll get there. Just give me 200 hours. We'll get there. Yeah, there are a lot of people, Alice, that love Sekiro. I hated it. Oh, I hated it. Really disliked the gameplay, the lack of builds, the unfair difficulty in areas of that game that which wasn't creative. It wasn't good. It was just on the side of just ridiculously unfair. And I'm too old. You know, I don't mind a game based around reflexes, but I'm too old to spend the time and effort needed to catch up with the younger players, right? Who can just kind of do that stuff after a little bit of practice. There was no point to me for investing a ton of time in a title I clearly didn't like and had no interest in. But a lot of people love Sekiro. I don't, but a ton of people love it.
Where I took you no matter to lay out your arms.
All right, so let's do strengthen our finger seal here. So this will increase faith up to a B scaling, huh? All right, so this takes what? Make it +3, we'll make it +4, and let's make it a +5. All right. I don't even know what I'm using. Oh, smithing stones. All right, so I upgraded this to a +6, so that should do some legitimate work as far as the damage output that I'm putting in here. So let's see what this does and see if this armor helps protect me maybe a little bit more in this fight. It gets me a little bit, let's see if that gets that health bar down just a little bit more. Head back to the secluded cell. I'll tell you, I really do appreciate that this game, even though they could have made the case for charging $70 for it, was $59.99 because it's a true cross-generational title. Definitely doesn't look anywhere near as good as Demon's Souls did on PS5, but it's not clearly not a blatantly next-generation game made from the ground up for next generation like Demon's Souls was. So people are talking about like, oh, it doesn't have the best graphics. Who cares? Like graphics can slightly enhance or slightly take away from an experience. They don't make or break one in general. Some very rare exceptions. So let's go ahead. We'll summon up Barbarian Lady. And I think I want to call in the Godrick Soldier Ashes this time. I guess when you use them once, you can't call them back in, which makes sense. You know, that sounds good to me. Yeah, absolutely no build diversity there in Sekiro for sure. Yeah, and I'm terrible at parrying too, man. Hey, what's this? There you go. Gain 0 souls. Alright, so let's see what kind of damage we're doing here now. $146. $305. A little bit better. I think I maybe it's AoE. I think maybe. Oh, it's a 2-tier. Okay, so it's that one attack and then you go wait for the second. Uh-oh. There we go. They're already down. So definitely upgrading to a +6 is made a serious improvement here. And she's already close to the second phase, it looks like. I love that little hesitation. I'm starting to get pretty good at avoiding it. She's getting lit up. Stop tanking shots. There we go. I love this cutscene. I love the screaming and the emotion on his face. And you got this. He takes the arm off. And, oh, this whole grafting thing, man, is cool. It's gross. I dig it. I like it being gross. Oh, there's going to be this flame attack that we're going to want to run away from. She's going to walk right towards it because that's what she do. All right, then. Closer. Don't run into the flames, Nephilim. The AI is awful. It is so bad. Yeah, 56. What you gonna do, brother? He's almost gone. That flame attack. There she goes. Starts to go down. I really hope that if I somehow beat her and she dies, that her quest line doesn't come to an end. That is some range right there, let me tell you. In the face! In the face! Oh no. Oh no. Oh, come on. That's some down right there. Whoa. Oh my gosh, that's a cool attack. Okay, this flame stuff's kind of getting old, I'm not gonna lie. Can't heal. I'm going down. I guess the best thing I can do is just kind of get a new record here. And I am out of magic yet again. Out of magic. Let's see what kind of attacks it does. Oh, got him a little bit less. Little bit down in that health bar department, but I'm gonna have to allocate. I mean, I think the only way I'm gonna be able to do this is just by avoiding shots and upping the charges for my flask. Oh, I can add another charge to my flask. I forgot about that golden seed. Let's do that. Because if I had another flask there, and I was able to hit him with most of the shots from that flask, I would have been able to. I would have been able to maybe take him down. So we're getting close here, ladies and gents. There we go. Added a charge to the flask. Let's allocate that 4 and 4. Now we're gonna rock 5 and 3 now. Okay. They can die in boss fights, and the quests are still fine. They're still alive. Oh, nice. That's really good to know. Okay, it's really, really good to know. Because in the past, yeah, in other games, you guys know what's going on. All right, let's bring her up. I don't know why I summoned him. He's useless. At least in this fight. Maybe I just need to get a couple more shots in, you know? This fight's going pretty well right now. I can't believe how much damage they're taking. I mean, I can believe it. So I can get a couple spear pokes in there and not have to use the stone. Alright. The amount of pain that he seems to be in, I love it. Alright guys, we got a real shot here. I think we got a real shot here, other than the fact that they love to just run into damage and back. Nope, that wasn't right. No, that's the right. No, that wasn't right either. Jeez. know he's coming after me. It's so hard to hit now with this. Oh, come on. Get out of there, Nephilim. Get out of there. Get out of there. Or just stand there. You can stand there too. Woo. So I got that cerulean, that one additional charge here on that flask. So now I got, oh, okay. All right. Come on now. Stuck on the tombstone. Oh, I'm still alive. I was. I was still alive. All right, we're going to get there. We're getting closer, man. I just got to hit more of those shots. That single charge on that cerulean flask, though, is, yeah, that's what needed to happen. That golden seed out there, yeah, it's going to be satisfying, man. This is going to be good. It's going to be good. I don't know whether to summon, because you can only summon one ash during there. I don't know whether to go back and maybe upgrade that Engvall ash once to get him to +2 instead of +1. I don't know if that make much of a difference, because he has no health. He just it doesn't help that any time Godrick does a flame attack, he's like, let me run right into the middle of it. The Godrick soldiers, they just don't do damage, so they don't really tank well either in this fight. So we're gonna get there. This is gonna be glorious. But thank you guys for checking out the stream as always, and for those of you who happen to just come across this, feel free to check out the YouTube channel, check out some of the streams. We're going to be playing every Friday, with the exception of next week, because I'm going to a wrestling show in another city, which will be really, really exciting. The goal is to get next week, by the way, guys, and we have a video out maybe Thursday, or if I do release it, it might be earlier on Friday before I have to go catch a flight. So I'll still be around next week, but it'll be through a traditional YouTube video. So thank you guys for being patient and hanging out. And it's just good to be back saying what's up to each and every one of you and spending some time together. So thanks as always for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you. And happy Friday night, happy Father's Day weekend to each and every one of you fathers out there. I think maybe it would help too if I use that. No, my sword, my spear is crap. I mean, I was gonna get a couple of good attacks in with it to save some magic, but I'm not even gonna summon Night Engvall yet. One, two, get out of here. Oh, I didn't get out in time. I got greedy. That was just terrible. Get out of it. She's already lost half her health. This one ain't gonna work out, guys. So, He's so hard to tell when he's coming after you or after an enemy. She is just getting mollywopped right now. Special and see if it breaks his say if I can get him down and do maybe a crit. I'm missing with every single. It's just so hard to hit him, which is cool. She's dead. Oh, she's gone already. There go the soldiers running right into the flames. Let's see if they do that too. What happened to them? Are they even in here? I don't even think they came in. Use the wolves. All right, I'll try the wolves out. Good call. Thanks for joining the stream as well, Bert. Good to see you as always. All right, we'll switch out Banished Knight Angval for these Lone Wolf Ashes and see what they got to do. I don't know if the armor is helping me a little bit more. It doesn't seem to be, but still feeling it. So we'll roll with it. See how this goes. But I can tell you one thing, guys. We're gonna beat this. And you know, let's see. It's quarter to midnight my side, just about. So I'd like to get that. I'd like to be done by 12:30 if I can. So let's see if we can get this done. Let's get the wolves out. Let's see what they do. Never use them. So good looking out, Bert. Already down. Yeah, they are already down. And Nephilim continues to get mollywopped. Yeah, no offense there, Bird. I think I'm going to unequip them. That was not good. Get rid of them. Bring back. Banished Knight Angval. Again. That was a great spell. In the face! Sorry. Definitely, we get it. You're a barbarian, you're a warrior, but you're not gonna be one for long. Just tagging shots in the face. So far, I feel pretty good about this. Definitely gonna get into that second phase. Four-hit. I didn't even know he had a 4-hit attack. He's pretty good at dodging that attack, though. Get out of there, Nephilim. Get out of there. Ooh, he started with a different attack this time. All right. All right, there we go. I hit him with all 3 of those. Oh, she's almost done. It just really sucks that I spent all those stones to level up this seal to +6 and it's done absolutely nothing for the most part. The only thing that really feels like it's made a difference was getting that extra charge in that flask. We'll try again. Maybe when he lands there, that would be a good time to do this catch flame attack instead, which does do more damage, right? This definitely does more damage for sure. But get out of there, Nephilim. Don't tank shots, man. Sorry, guys, for saying that. I know she can't hear me, but it makes me feel better. I can hit him, I mean, the amount of damage that I'm doing with that, no, it is going to happen tonight. Sorry, I take that back. It's going to happen. And it's going to be glorious when it does. got that long distance attack. We got the close attacks here. I'm just trying to see. So that right there is the kind of attack that we can do. Don't need that. Definitely don't need that AoE attack. But I think where we're going to find victory here is using this catch flame and baiting out some of these attacks. Like that. Hit him twice, get out of here. Even hitting twice might be a little bit. Oh, no. You gotta figure out how to get around those flames. So I think when I'm fighting him in phase one, a lot of it's gonna come down to Nephilim not being a freaking moron and just being like, let me just sit here and tank all 4 of his shots and lose half my health in one go. So she's gonna have to stay alive while, and I'm gonna have to use that catch flame. After I avoid his attack, I'm going to have to get up close and personal. I'm going to take more damage from the wind stuff that he does, but we got to get him into this second phase quicker. Otherwise, we just don't have a chance. Let's see. I didn't know you could summon until a few bosses after Godrick. Yeah, I know. I didn't know about this until I went down this path and found her, and Delusions was telling me that you could summon her in. I normally don't summon anyone unless it's part of their quest line. I would do Ashes in this game, but I don't play with anyone else unless it's an NPC or it's in this game Ashes. So I want to bait this attack. Okay. Get close. Hit him twice. I tried for 3 times. Okay. A little bit of damage there. the booted. I'll switch up to the flamethrower. Keep them at a bit of a distance. Uh-oh. Go. Hit that. Alright, Nephilim's just now starting to take some shots. There we go. Damage. Oh, come on. Alright, Godrick, we get it. You're in pain. That attack's crap. It's not crap, guys. I'm just getting frustrated now. Use a normal AoE. Alright, come on. Oh, he's changed up the timing on that in the second phase. Alright, that's an awesome attack. I love it. He grabbed me, slammed me in the ground, and then burned me to crisp. I'm getting better, though. Getting better at avoiding those attacks and getting some damage in, so I feel like if my partner didn't let me down there, we may have had a chance at that one. That's not at all what I wanted to do. And there ain't no way I'm fighting Godrick without full... Oh, come on, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. I think there's an item I can use. I've never used it. Something to get rid of. Okay. I already summoned her. I guess I'll just run in there and do my best. Yeah, everyone just sitting there. Yeah, finger severer, thanks. Yep. Well, I'm going to go get a spell that will reduce flame negation. So I think that's probably a spell that's worth in this instance utilizing. So we'll go for that. I don't know if that's going to be worth using here because it's going to take away from the magic. No physical weapon whatsoever. Not even close. I'm really not seeing a major difference at all in leveling up. So I leveled the seal from +2 to +6, and it's barely made any difference with my incantations, which is kind of disappointing. All right, we'll collect these from him. We'll reset them. We'll do that again, and then maybe a third time. Then we'll head and I don't even know if it makes sense to. Yeah, I don't think it. I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense to get that spell and use it. I don't know what the FP cost would be. It seems like I'm gonna need every drop of flask that I can use, that I can get. Let's go again. Why wouldn't I? Get out of there now. Order for health gone. Stuck on a stone. Stuck. Go, baby. Let's see if we can get a backstab. Damage. All right, guys. We're getting close. Oh, I appreciate delusions. I'm good now. I'll just come across it. Figure it out. I always kind of do runs blind. Definitely run away. Don't get burned. Or just stand there and get wrecked. Either one works, I guess, you know. Whatever makes you happy, Neferty. Crap. That was no joke. Get out of there, buddy. Get out of there. We got a chance here. We got a real chance here. calm down a little bit. She's got some health. Getting some good shots in here. Don't get... Why am I not doing damage? Why am I not doing it? It's absolutely idiotic that he can stand there and not take any damage during that entire attack animation. So I know that now. We'll get him. We are getting him tonight. And by the way, as frustrated as I might appear, I'm loving this. This is Souls, man. I'm just not used to fighting bosses that are meant to be fought with other... I mean, you can do it in other Souls. It really trivializes in other Souls and in Bloodborne, and you summon people and it totally trivializes the fight. These fights were designed very obviously to be using those Ashes of War, or the mist, Ashes of the Mist, whatever the ashes are that you can bring people in with you, and summons and stuff. So we're gonna get this. So that was a good run there. If I was allowed to do damage during that attack animation, we would have won right there. Let's try this again. Catch flame is the way to go here, though. Away from that AoE attack. Don't roll into the AI in this game is so bad. I just can't get over how terrible. Go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Godrick. Big bitch. Let's do this. Some damage right there. All right, let's switch up to the flame swing here. She's got plenty of health. In the face, buddy. Can I get a cerulean tear? Get there. Get there. Yeah, baby.
Lord of all that is golden, and one day we'll return together to our home, bathed
It happened.
in rays of gold.
I missed the line of dialogue. I missed it. I wasn't paying attention at all. I'm going to have to look that back up. Woo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we accomplished our goal with the stream tonight, which was to beat the first major story boss. It took a little doing. It took a little practice. We got it done, and we got it done without an Ash of War, Ash of Mist, whatever. We got it done without a summon, other than the NPC, who I think lived through the fight right there at the end. So I think the key to victory there was just kind of learning to use that attack flame, the close-up one. I think what turned the tide right there and got me through was I got behind him and was able to hit him like 8 times and then get away and not take damage, which gave her time, I guess, to regenerate a little health. If that's what's going on, I don't know if that electric thing she does damage or if it's something that heals her, but clearly she got a little bit of health back. And just kind of learning the delay in those attacks. I mean, what a fantastic boss. What a phenomenal boss Godrick the Grafted was, not to mention Margit the Fell Omen. 2 bosses that absolutely deserve to be in the catalog, best hits in the Soulsborne series. So might not be a big fan of the open world aspects of this game and some of the other locations that are very clearly filler and reused assets and bosses and that kind of stuff. But so far, the main story stuff that I've seen has been utterly great, utterly fantastic. Heart's going. I didn't realize until the very end there how low his health was. I just assumed I was going to look at the bar and it's still going to be a quarter health. But I guess you just got to get honed in and focused. So took him down at level 30 or 29 or 30. Let's figure out what these are. Great runes. Guys, thanks for the encouragement and sitting there. I got a little frustrated there for a minute or two, thinking I was going to beat him 2 times ago. But then, of course, can't when he's got you in the dragon's head, can't do damage to him there. Learn that the hard way. But man, what a cool fight. I really want to know more about him. I got to figure out what he just said. I wish there was a log that I could look at, but in game, but I'll figure it out. And just so cool, him, this whole grafting thing and him taking his arm off and then getting the dragon head for phase 2. Awesome. That was comparable to Lawrence and Bloodborne's DLC, and I say that with nothing but love and respect because I think Lawrence is my favorite boss fight in any Souls game, behind only Artorias of the Abyss. Those 2 to me are like the best. Some of the best bosses of all time in any game ever, but especially in the Soulsborne series. This is good. So let's learn about great runes here. Apparently great runes are a thing. The great runes you receive by defeating shard bearers have lost their beneficial power. However, their power can be restored at divine towers throughout the lands between. All right. See the description of each great rune to discover which divine tower you should visit. Godrick's great rune. Oh, I love the design on that. It looks cool. It looks like the pendant from the Never-Ending Story. Guys, I will always find a way, let's be clear, to drop the Never-Ending Story in these streams. It's going to happen. It's going to be okay. Remembrance of the Grafted. Okay, I love that. Let's see the lore behind what we just picked up. Inventory. So I did get this thing called a rune arc, and it's starting to make more sense now. I picked this up at the one of these up in the Sofria River on my way to apparently Caleb. It says grants the blessing of an equipped great rune upon use. So I'm guessing that this would charge that up maybe for 1 use or something. I'll figure it out. It says that it's a shard of the shattered Elden Ring grants the blessing of an equipped great rune upon use. Even if no great rune is equipped, it will slightly increase maximum HP upon use. The lower arc of the Elden Ring is held to be the basin in which its blessings pool. Perhaps this shard originates from that very arc. All right, let's look at Remembrance of the Grafted. I'm going to assume this is the... Oh, that's a really... I love the design in there. I'm going to assume that this can be turned into a weapon. So this would be a boss material that you can use for multiple things, but only on any given playthrough can you get one of them. So that's what I'm going to assume here is, let's see. Remembrance of Godrick the Grafted. Hone into the Erd Tree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the finger reader. All right. Alternatively, it can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. Yeah, so I can use it probably to trade in for something or create something for my build, or I can just eat it for a bunch of runes, which is usually never worth that cost, right, for the most part. Oh, feeble man sought power through the grotesque act of grafting. Quote, one day we'll return together to our home bathed in rays of gold. Okay, I'm starting to get into the lore now. It's starting to open up here a little bit. Modern says, I was here. Yes, you were, my friend, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. And that's the thing, man. Like, even though I'm not going to play like I did with Zero Dawn just because of the sheer size of this game only on stream, I will only do story portions and story bosses like that on stream. I'll do side quest stuff and other things and exploration and the times that I play this off stream, but I'm going to save the main story beats for you guys. And man, what a cool session, man. That right there, by the way, RSJ fan, is a really good example of how this game will make you feel. You saw me jump up, and like, I'm still like, only From Software games can get you feeling like that pumped, right? It's so satisfying to just like practice and practice until you finally get through it. And, I'm sure this will probably change some things. In fact, the round table hold, the dude told me he'll talk to me more when I acquire a great rune, and I just acquired a great rune. So let's go back and talk to them before we get ready to end the stream with just a few words. And, as usual, you guys know, I'll talk a little bit and then we'll shut down for the evening. And let's see here. Where's the great rune itself? There's the finger severer, yeah. Remembrance of the Grafted. It's a golden rune. Oh yeah, how many runes do I have now? 15,000. So he gave me 15,000 on new game. So that'll allow me to level up here a couple times. I think that's what I'll do. I mean, I could probably use these to. So that'll probably give me 2 level ups here. Man, I'm an idiot. I could have used this the whole time. A warming stone. It continuously restores the HP of those nearby. So I probably could have used this. I didn't even... And that's another thing, too. Like, there's so many different ways to go about taking care of things in the game and getting past difficulty barriers. So sometimes you just got to use your dome, right? A little bit. Didn't use my dome very well here. Just kind of brute force my way through with your help, guys, as well. Thank you for that. Very, 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 very clutch. But here I've got items in my inventory I didn't even consider to use because I was too tunnel visioned in on what I wanted to get done. I mean, we got items here we could have pulled out. I want to see what that great rune's lore says, though. Where's the great rune at here? Doesn't look like I can view it in my inventory. That probably would have been helpful there too. Starlight shards used to gradually recover FP. When I was running out earlier, I could have popped those. But now I can use them, save them for later. I mean, just the entire feel of this place feels totally different now. Look at this. You got that dragon still there. We got this chapel here. I want to go check out what's in there. Got our point of grace here. Love that dragon's head is no longer there, obviously, for obvious reasons. And I love how the castle itself is decrepit and kind of falling apart, and you can see vines and holes and stuff through it, almost as if the castle itself is being grafted. I really dig it. Aw, head. It says the message left by the... Look carefully, could this be a head? Is there a head over here? No. So I'd like to know how this dragon got impaled on this giant statue here. Because the environment in these games tells such good stories. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's hit the hit our grace here and level up. Equipment we're gonna get out of this Exile's armor. Although I guess the exile armor would make a little bit of sense given that, you know, prophets were exiled. So I guess when I come across enemies where I need better magic, fire, lightning, and holy and not as much. So this gives me an equip load of 25.8, which is just over half. This gets me at 22.9. Poise is 19 on here. I think I'll stick with this for now. Stick with this. Let's level here. Level up. We got 15,000 runes, so we can level up twice. So we got Vigor at 17, Mind at 20, Endurance at 12, Strength at 11, Dexterity at 10, Intelligence at 7, Faith at 22, and Arcane at 10. I'm going to crank Faith up too. So we got our Faith at 24. I'm good with Faith for a little bit here. I think we got Faith at 24 and Mind at 20. Those are the two stats that are playing off each other well for this build right now. I'll probably want to at some point put another point into Strength to get 12 just so I can wield some stuff. And Vigor at 17, I'm probably going to pump some points into that there as well. So we'll look to do that. We got 6,000 some runes. What does it take to level up? Because I might have some additional runes I can use. Oh, I've got 2,800 runes, not 60. 6,640 is what I need. So let me go up here and see where this leads. Let's take a look at our map. It's going to lead out to the other side, huh? And I'm just taking a look in the environment here because there are so many times where the environment is. Oh, we got some runes. Oh, there's nothing here. Oh, I got 1,000 runes from that. All right. There's so many times, as you guys know, but for those of you who don't, where the environment itself tells the story. And when you start putting those connections together along with those item descriptions and along with some of these other things, it's just brilliant. It's the type of story that it's the type of storytelling that From Software has really mastered. It's not the first time that story has been told through the environment, but it's definitely they definitely, I think, do it the best when they do it right.
What a pathetic excuse for a lord you were. Craven to the bone.
Who's this guy?
Pushing me about like that. And after all that grafting, where did that get you? Look down on me, would ya?
Oh, is this the guy from the beginning? What's he stomping on?
Filthy slug.
Oh, he's talking smack to Godrick.
Feel it. Feel my bloody wrath.
Oh, look at Godrick. Godrick's super tiny. That's just like his head. He's stomping on his head. I haven't seen this guy since the very beginning of the level. Little story flair right there. I love it.
Oh. Hello there.
Oh, hey.
This weasel was... Godrick was always looking down on me. He got what he bloody deserved thanks to you.
Damn right he did, buddy.
I tell you though, what goes around comes around. He had an ugly heart, an uglier countenance, and...
He's got like an Erd tree design on that thing around his neck. Purchase. All right, let's see what we got here. We can purchase bandit garb. Let's see what this does. I just bandit. Yeah, it's typical stuff. Although the bandit boots might be worth investing in here. Straight up buckler. Let's see, Stormhawk. Yeah, let's get a pair of bandit boots. That's 4.4 weight though. That's a lot. They really want to add. Got medium load right now. So I guess without all that grafting going on, Godrick's just a little tiny dude. That's a cool scene right there. Probably totally missable, I'm sure.
Now, I suppose I'm free.
Yep, you are, buddy.
I can do whatever takes my fancy. Can I, mate?
All right, so my profit trousers, what are they at? 3.1, so that would increase my equip load by 1.4. I'm not really... I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think I really even need a shield. I don't really use it much. Occasionally. I'm just going to have to get good at dodging. I think it's really the only thing I can say. So we're going to check out this courtyard here. We're going to look for any items that might be hanging out, people on ledges, that kind of thing, because that's so often the case, as you folks know. It's a good time to look around the area. Might come back here later. Sometimes you can come back to a boss area and there'll be new stuff there, which is nice. Gives you a reason to come back. But with the size of this game, I'm not sure that's going to take place. They're doing a really good job now with the NPCs. Now I'm starting to see some of them come out and do different things and move to different places. It's starting to get that classic Souls feel to it. Starting to feel like the game's opening up and being allowed to breathe here a little bit. And that's nothing but a great thing. Oh, what's this little castle over here? That's where I came through. Let's see if there's anything in these in the cemetery that we can pick up and gank here. It doesn't look like it. I thought he could get over this building. It's not a building at all. It's just some rubble. Yeah, that guy is really upset. He's still stomping on Godrick's head. All right, baby, let's open the door. Open the door to the next area, huh? So satisfying. RSJ, this is always great when you beat a boss and you open a door and it's just like that slow animation that gets you into a new area. Oh yeah, rolling through pots, man. That's what I do. There's a throne. All right, where do I want to go here? Left or right, huh? Let's go right. Let's see where this leads. And be wary of pathetic sword. All right. I will. What is with this no head stuff? Still rocking the short spear plus 0. Oh, I can't attack in here. Okay. This seems like it might be a fairly significant area in the game. You can't attack in it or do anything. I do like the design a lot on this throne trees. See a lot of that kind of thing in other games, but I'm starting to get into this now. Praise the message and then behold secret passage, huh? Don't see a secret passage there, so let's see where this leads. Thanks again, everybody, for joining and hanging out with me and spending some time here tonight with BauerKillz here on the channel. It's been great. Really enjoyed getting through Godrick together here tonight. Really nice. Nice way to end the stream. Liar ahead. Yeah. I see that message all over. And I don't know what they're referring to because 90% of the time there's nobody there. And I don't know if they're referring to someone who left like a deceitful message trying to trick people or what. But let's descend down here and see what we got. Ooh, items. Items, baby. And a ghost. Can give it a ghost. Shabiri grape. Let's see what that is. Probably a consumable of some sort. No. Where you at, Shabiri grape? Two golden runes there. Ooh, don't want to use that. That would have been bad. the heck is this? Where did this go in the inventory, huh? Oh, there it is. Okay. Key item should bury a yellowing, oozing eyeball of the infirm. Oh. Gross. The surface is shriveled and the inside is squishy. Not unlike a large, overly ripe grape. Give to the blind maiden to guide her to the distant light. Who's the blind maiden? Looks like we got a quest item. Oh, I love it. Whoa, what the heck is going on with this dude? He is not looking well. He's got that same type of shackle on that the other dude. Maiden, dear maiden, where are you? Please take my grapes. That could be misconstrued, buddy. Wonder if this is a covenant item. Still haven't come across a covenant, anything like that in here. I'm sure there's plenty. I'm looking forward to seeing what types of covenants you can join and what's going on there. It's always one of my favorite parts of the Souls series. Really didn't do a good job with covenants in Dark Souls 2, but they were still interesting and intriguing lore-wise, so... Praise the message and then try attacking. I did. So here I keep thinking there's going to be a secret hidden wall here, like in some of the games they have. Some of these titles, there's those hidden walls that just disappear when you attack a certain place, but I guess there's a ghost down here, a ladder. Let's see what's over here. We got a key item apparently for a quest or for an NPC we haven't met yet, and now we're going to come back out into the open world in it seems like a very natural, very satisfying way. Just right back out. Check it out. So I guess, right here, I guess you could have just come right on in, huh? Could have come right on in and fought him if you came in through the back end. Is that right? All right, this is cool now. I'm starting to... Things are starting to come together now. I mean, the landscapes in this game are great, and I'm looking forward. And I love the fact that I know that every one of these places that I see over in the distance, I can go to and explore and visit. And I think I've been here before, actually. I have been here before. Are you telling me there was a way in there that whole time, right over here? I do hear from people a lot that on their second, even third playthroughs of the game, they're finding things they didn't even know existed. I'll be damned. You could have gone into Stormvale Castle from right here and just bypassed everything, I guess. Unless there's maybe a gate that locks you out or something. It only opens after... Man, that's something else. All right, guys, I'm going to go to the hold here. I'm going to talk to this guy and advance some stuff there in round table hold, and then I'll say a few words to you guys, and we'll head out for the evening. Really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks so much for your support, and so happy to be back and looking forward to getting the traditional YouTube content back on there. So feel free to check that out. In the meantime, even if you've seen a video before from the past, go check them out. And if you haven't, check out the playlists. Don't just go through the channel uploads because they're so disorganized. It's frustrating that I'll have to rock it through the playlist. All right, baby, let's get to the round table hold and see what's good here. Maybe this dude in the mask will talk to me now because I killed a great lord. I'm gonna get on my bandwagon. I don't know if I'll let that happen.
Ah, you appear to be doing well.
This is the guy that sells me
Very
incantations.
good. Well then.
Let's see. So this is what I was talking about earlier. There's that flame fortification, which increases your fire damage negation. Requires 10 faith to use. Magic fortification, same. I probably would want to use these. Probably be really helpful in some areas. Catch flame I've already gotten. Flame sling. This rejection I've been using a lot. So as I've been going through areas, it just essentially makes you go like this, and then it's like a little AoE attack, and it just knocks people down. So what I was doing, I didn't even need a shield. I just used this for a very small amount of FP, 9 FP. knock people down, and then I wait for him to get up, get behind him, backstab him with the spear, or I do that spear attack, that special spear attack, and it breaks their poise, and then I can just free reign them with a melee weapon using barely any magic at all. So just the sheer diversity in the build that you want to go with, and the ability to do that. Someone on the channel here tonight was saying that there are multiple tons of different faith builds, and that's what I would expect from a true Souls game with build quality. Just so many different directions you can go, regardless of what stats you decide to build into, and that's awesome. I think this game is going to have that in spades. So I'm going to pick up this. Oh, I'm not going to get the flame fortification just yet. Let's hold on to these runes for a quick minute. Let's talk to some of these NPCs.
What is it? Still
Okay,
nothing
new
that
from
will lead you.
him. He marked something on my map. Let me see if I can see the map. He said he marked it in red on my map. It must be this over here. Yeah, Ascending Gate. I'll have to go check that out there at some point. Let's see if she's got anything new to say.
Greetings. Are you here for spirit
Nope,
tuning?
nothing new. Let's go to... Here's where we want to go. Now I'll have to open this door here again. Nope, nothing there. Okay, well. I can't open the door. What's going on? Can't even talk to him now? Oh, he's out here. Okay. Oh, no, it's a barbarian lady. Hey,
You again.
what's up?
I thought you'd receive a summons to the round table. Nefeli Lu. We met at Stormvale.
I remember.
I'm glad to see you here.
Took every shot to the
I have
face.
something for you.
Ooh.
I found it in Godrick's grafting grounds. You defeated him. You should have it. Make good use of it. I don't intend to make a habit of scavenging corpses.
Arsenal charm. All right. We just got an arsenal charm on an arsenal stream. How about it? What is this? Let's see here. Equipment. Let's take a gander. I mean, that's got to be a key item, right? Arsenal charm raises maximum equipment load. An iron charm that resembles a massive weaponry boosts maximum equipment load. This talisman was derived from an unusual greatsword once wielded by a hero hungry for vengeance. Oh boy, could I have used this here? In that fight, the ancient dragons who ruled in the prehistoric era before the Erd Tree, again, very common theme that's been reused a billion times in the series, would protect their lord as a wall of living rock, and so it is that the shape of the dragon has become symbolic of all manner of protections, boost fire damage negation. I bet you I have a talisman slot I could have been using this whole time. I have 2 talisman slots, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I thought they were key items. I've got all these talismans and I haven't used them once. Oh man, I made my life so much harder than I needed to. Now I'm glad I didn't pick up that spell and go buy it. Oh man. I'm noobing it up. So here we go. This raises focus, which governs your resistance to sleep and madness. This looks like this would be really, really helpful. So I picked up this charm here. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. I picked up this charm, I believe, in the Sofria River. Said to be a budding horn, the ancestral followers believe that the horns of a long-lived beast continue to bud like antlers over and over again until the beast one day becomes an ancestral spirit. Star Scourge Heirlooms, another one I picked up. The mightiest hero of the demigod confronted the falling stars alone. Oh, I love that. That mental image is cool. And thus did he crush them, his conquest sealing the very fate of the stars. Love it. That raises strength. This one raises maximum equipment load. So these are clearly for more strength-based builds. Flame Drake Talisman would be good. Curved Sword Talisman enhances guard counters, enhances charge attacks. The Axe Talisman actually might be good because my charge attack with my spear is really nice. Some lore here. The Lord who led the long march bore an axe, and his loyal warriors honored him by wielding the axes of their own, making them very effective at dealing decisive blows. And then hammers enhances stamina, reducing attacks against a blocking opponent. Don't really need that. A Roar Medallion enhances roars and breath attacks. Nice. Assassin Crimson Dagger, critical hits restore HP. Oh, this is so cool. So there's all these talismans we can be able to pick up to help augment our builds even further. Love it. Sacrificial Twig. Yeah, that's one that you could wear. So I'm going to roll with the Flame Drake Talisman, and I'm also going to roll with Raising Focus here. I can have 2 of them equipped. I had nothing there, guys. So let's go take this Great Rune to these Finger Maidens here and see if they actually animate now. Right now they're just kind of they're not really alive, I don't think so. No bell bearing to offer. No idea what that is, but let's see. Purchase. Oh, they got some new stock here. All right. Rapier. Yep. By the way, I love that you can use, if you want to build into strength or dexterity to augment your faith to be a fencing faith build, you can do that. You can use battle axes or great swords, whatever it is. Night Greaves, battle, mace, short spear is what I've been rolling with. They're solid rune arcs now. All right, well, I guess there's not much here to do. Just make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, the store's open now. All right. 4. Whoa. Mother of God, what is that? They look like fingers, and I'm just hoping they're not decaying knuckles. So this is what was behind this door. That's not normal. It's pretty cool though. Definitely got a theme going on here. Behold, liar. Yeah. Praise the fingers. Touched. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Let's talk to the Finger Maiden here.
Are you that new Tarnished?
Yep.
You've done well. I am Enya, the Finger Reader. I interpret the words of the fingers, envoys to the greater will. Look there. The fingers tremble to welcome you, Shardbearer. Let their wisdom
I love how grotesque this is.
wash over you.
Great Elden Ring, root of the Golden Order, anchor of all lands, giver of grace, wellspring.
Look at the wounds
of
on
all
the different parts
joy,
of them.
until it was shattered.
Yeah.
The tragic corruption of the Order has taken its toll. Across the realm, life lies in ruin.
I've
fallen
noticed.
to pieces. Foul curses and misery spread, unabating. But the greater will has not abandoned the realm, nor the life that inhabits it. So it is that the Tarnished are guided by grace, called to act. Brave Tarnished, your great rune is a handsome shard of the Elden Ring. Seek another of its kind.
Yep.
To become Elden Lord and restore the Golden
Neither,
Order.
I'm sure, restore the Golden Order or
Words of
decide
the
not to.
fingers guide you.
Oh man, the hair up there is pretty nasty.
Well, a remembrance of gold has found its way into your possession.
Yep.
Demigods and even the creator of the champions are hewn by the Earth Tree upon their end into remembrances. They are valuable indeed. These remembrances yet house the power of their former masters. And should you wish to wield that same power, well, I will lend you the strength of the fingers.
Sweet. What can I make with it?
Do not recoil from my offer. The fingers guide us all. And you, Tarnished, you are here to take, are you not?
About great runes. Let's see.
Great runes are the stuff of demigods. The children of the goddess, Queen Marika. She who is vessel of the Elden Ring.
Is that girl with the
Tainted by
crown
the
that's
strength of
on
their
trees and stuff,
laws.
right?
Her children warred, but none could become Elden Lord.
Oh, so
And
Godrick was one of her
grace
kids.
was extended to your kind.
Nice.
The Tarnished. Listen. The fingers speak.
The greater will has long renounced the demigods. Tarnished, show no mercy. Have their heads.
Okie
Take
doke.
all they have left.
I can't take Godrick's head because it was mushed into a puddle by that
Remember
angry
one
castle dude.
thing. The demigods are each and all the direct offspring of Queen Marika. Godrick the Grafted was but a distant relation, the runt of the litter. His divine blood sorely diluted. The children of the goddess, tainted by the strength of their and so great. Listen.
Okay, it's cool that you can go back and have her repeat all that instead of locking the character out. It's important lore here, and I'm starting to get into it now, something fierce. With the power of remembrance, you can draw out the power of a remembrance's namesake. Each remembrance, as expected, can provide only one power. Once that power is claimed, the remembrance is lost. Alright, so what are our options here? An axe, a great axe of Godrick. Let's read the lore here. I'm obviously not going to pick that up, but great axe wielded by Godrick the Grafted. Oh, that's the one. That's the weapon from the battle. Nice. This golden battle axe is emblazoned with the figure of a beast representing the strength of Godfrey, first Elden Lord and patriarch of the golden lineage. I command thee kneel, for I am a lord of all that is golden. Nice. Unique skill, I command thee kneel. Repeatedly smash the axe of Godrick into the ground, unleashing two shaking shockwaves. Follow up with an additional input to produce a third shockwave. So, man, if I wanted to be a strength-based faith build, that would be awesome. But not really interested in that one. In a grafted dragon. So this one requires 34 strength and 22 dexterity. This one requires 20 strength and 14 dexterity. So still not really anything that I'm super interested in here. The embodiment of the power that still remained in the dragon's head that was grafted to Godrick's left arm. Oh, that's cool. The wielder's arm will take the form of a small dragon sprouting sharp dragon fangs at the fist. The weapon cannot be two-handed. Bear witness is the unique skill. Grant the small dragon a fleeting glimpse of life and thrust it skyward, spewing flames over a wide frontward area. So I think we're just going to hang on to this remembrance and maybe use it for runes later. It's not really anything I want for my build, so we'll figure that out.
Now go forth. Let the words of the...
So let's touch these fingers and see what happens here. Oh, I got a new thing, Rapture. All right. If only I had a rump. And they're in front of this chair here, this throne, I guess. A lot of those in here. Well, that's definitely very interesting. The literal fingers. We got 6 chairs here. I wonder what that represents. Guess we'll find out, huh? All right, guys. Let's take a quick discussion here with the other guy. If the door's now open. Nope. It is now. Okay, sweet. See if this guy will talk to me now. Nope. All right, buddy, time to talk to me. You told me to come back when I had a great room. Well, guess what?
You've received the wisdom of the two fingers, have you not?
Yup.
Then, just as promised, I bid you welcome. As a true member of the Round Table, I am known as Gideon Ofnir. As a tarnished who wishes to stand before the Elden Ring and become Elden Lord, I am accumulating knowledge. To be all-knowing. You now belong to a select group of fellows. As such, I ask that you remain constant. You'll be after more great runes now, eh?
Better believe it, buddy.
Then as your fellow, allow me to divulge a little knowledge. The inheritors of the great runes, the Shard Bearers. We of the Round Table know the location of 5 of them, including the one you defeated. Godrick the Grafted, Lord of Stormvale. General Radahn, who fought Melania and her rot to a standstill in the Caelid Wilds. Praetor Rykard, Lord of the Volcano Manor of Mount Gelmir. Morgott the Grace-Given, Veiled Monarch and Lord of Leyndell. And Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, ruler of Rhea Lucaria's Academy.
This is story bosses, huh?
More great runes, won't you? So, Godrick the Grafted, Lord of Stormvale. Despite being the blood of Godfrey, first Elden Lord, he's a grotesque old fool grasping for power. His castle lies upon the cliff to Limgrave's northwest, but I suspect you know that well enough already. So, despite being his castle, but I suspect you know.
I love that now this opens up the ability for you to learn more about the game from a lore perspective.
General Radahn, the famed Red Lion and Scourge of the Stars, is a ferocious warrior.
Oh, it must be the axe dude they were talking about.
And her rot to a standstill in the Caelid Wilds to Limgrave's east. And now Caelid has been engulfed by the Scarlet Rot. Even approaching the region is no mean feat. I've heard survivors of Radahn's army are still in the wilds, staving off the rot with fire.
Jeez.
And if it's true, I suspect Radahn is still there as well, in Caelid. Though, I doubt he much resembles his former self anymore. Praetor Rykard is the Lord of the Volcano Manor
Mount Gelmir, huh?
He is a ruthless justiciar who commands a company of inquisitors, reviled for his serpentine demeanor. The volcano, Mount Gelmir, lies in the west of the Altus Plateau, the realm of the Erd Tree.
Oh.
It was the stage of the most appalling battle in the entirety of the Shattering. Rykard has committed the grave sin of blasphemy, marking himself as an enemy never to be forgiven.
Tell me about the last two, buddy.
The Grace-Given is Lord of Leyndell, the capital city. It lies at the foot of the Erd Tree, in the east of the Altus Plateau. But the two fingers forbid us from venturing there, until we've acquired enough great runes to repair the Elden Ring. Set your sights elsewhere for the time being. The Veiled Monarch can wait. The Academy of Rhea Lucaria lies to Limgrave's north, towering over the mist-laden lands of...
Starting to get really into this, guys. It's starting
Renala
to
is queen
seep
of
into my
Lucarian
bones now.
lords who govern the Academy. But Renala herself is no demigod. Her beloved Radagon left her to become Queen Marika's second husband, taking the title of King Consort. The great rune dwells within the amber egg that was Radagon's gift to her.
Oof. In the words of Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber, welp. See you later. All right, guys, let's hit the table of grace here and then say a couple words here and hit the hay. Got to be up. You guys know what I do on Saturday mornings. And I'll always say it. Get up early, read the Bible for a bit, talk to God for a little bit, and play some games before the girls get up. And it's just such a good way to kick off the weekend, especially after rough weeks like this week. This week was terrible. So I'll just go ahead and hop out to the home menu here. Let's hop back over here. I am tired. So 2 weeks back in. 2 weeks in a row, we've been back here on the channel, just streaming. Wanted to get a video out this week. Sorry that didn't happen. This game, I was going to make a fairly negative first impressions video on it until that session last night. Completely changed my mind on it, but also was dealing with some things earlier in the week where I was just not able to really do much. So appreciate your patience there, but man, it's great. It's so, I can't articulate it enough. It is so good to be here again and hanging out with you guys. And, you know, again, I just can't get over the support. You know, my goal of monetizing the channel in like just over a year, coming up next month on 2 years since I technically started. But, you know, it's been maybe, it just blows my mind. I mean, I just can't believe how awesome you guys are. You know, the idea is to get back to the channel, get some more traditional content up there, continue to go subscribers and all that stuff long term. Again, I'm not going anywhere. I was a long 6-month break, and I think a lot of folks would have lost a whole lot more subscribers than I did. So it means the world to me, man, that you guys hung around, and you know, I come back and you all, it's like we haven't skipped a day together, right? It's like I haven't even skipped a day. You're all here. And it's just so good to see each and every one of you and talk with you and do life together and play games. And you guys know the spiel. Every week I talk about how really what this is about is just loving up on video games together and talking about life. I think that's really important. And that's what I want this channel to be. I want this channel to be free for the most part of politics. I want it to be free from division and divisiveness. And I want it to be a place of honesty for this industry. I want you guys to be able to come in and get fair, objective looks at things and stay away from what's pretty much the vast majority out there is just garbage that you can throw in the trash can. People lying to you, being dishonest with you, people that are saying what, you know, just clearly trying to, you know, go after a narrative or get a sponsor or do whatever. This channel will never be that. And so, you know, I just like hanging out. Just like hanging out and flipping out and being passionate about video games like I have been my whole life and exploring these games together. So we'll figure out what's coming up in these next videos. So stay tuned for that. Again, I'm out next week and won't be able to stream. So maybe I'll do some kind of stream again this weekend or maybe sometime next week during the week. So if you haven't yet, check out my Twitter. I'll typically put up when that's going to happen. On Twitter, so I might do that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, something like that, and hopefully get the video out on Friday. So if I don't get a stream, I'll definitely have the video out on Friday, and otherwise I'll be around. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you again. We took out Godrick the Grafted here tonight. Thanks for all the support in that endeavor and all of the great tips and recommendations. And thanks as always for tuning in. Happy Father's Day weekend to all of you out there, all of you fathers, but also just have a great weekend to all of you, period. Have a great night. God bless. And we'll see you guys in the next stream. Take care of yourselves till then. See ya.